Hello?
Hello, Jay. This is your boss. I've just obtained legal permission to hunt men for sport, and I wondered if you'd like to come to my ranch tomorrow. Bring your jogging shoes.
It stinks.
This just in. New York's cockroaches have hired a prominent ad agency to change their image. They will now be called Huckabugs.
Test. Hello? Let me know how the audio is. I checked on my phone. It like seems a little loud, but I don't know for sure. So we'll see. We're here. We made it. Last stream of the year. The movie stream. Alright, give me 1 sec. Let me start the actual music. It's good? That's good. If you knew what that audio before was, I'll give you Sloppy Top. That's one of the best that's one of the best shows ever. Alright. So you wanna know the best part about this being like the last stream of the year? And it being like 8 o'clock? Is that if I can hold on. There you go. I'm not doing no fucking webcam this time. I'm not worried about setting up my webcam or lighting or any of that shit. We're just raw dogging this. Don't worry, nephew. Next time, hey, shout out nephew. Got me new mouse, new keyboard. I can be all the way across the room and be on my keyboard and mouse because it's wireless. So don't worry, I'll show that next time. But is my keyboard working? Yes, it is. Okay. Yeah, we're not worrying about no webcam or anything like that. Yeah, it has been a long year and honestly not the greatest year, personally speaking. I hope all y'all had a better year than me, but what matters is that during this not very good year, me and my compatriots watched quite a bit of movies in total, and I still could be missing some, so somebody's telling me if I am. This is gonna be I don't know how fucking long this stream is gonna be. This could be long or it could be short, but I have a feeling it's gonna be long. I watched a total of 59 movies. Not is in new movies, but is in movies that new movies, old movies, movies I'm seeing for the first time, maybe movies I'm rewatching. Just 59 movies. I have 2 movies at the bottom here. What is it? They're repeats. I accidentally put them on. There's no way to get rid of them. But doesn't matter. I have them all in order from the order that I watched them about. Some of them I could be wrong because I didn't have dates on Twitter for when I didn't post on Twitter when I did it, when I watched them. But it should be about right. But the tiers that I have. We'll go from bottom to top. The worst movie I watched this year. Honestly, I feel like that's going to be one of the hardest things. Because I didn't watch that many bad movies, if I'm being honest. There are movies I didn't like. But I don't know if there's one where I was like, that was horrible. Which the next tier is for doo-doo dog shit. You already know what that means. That's for the doo-doo dog shit ass movies. Rather not watch again. All these are pretty rather self-explanatory, but I'm going to go through them anyways. I would watch a rather not watch again movie, but it's just like I'd rather not, you know? Like if it was up to me, I'd probably never feast my eyes on a fuck ass movie like that again. It's whatever / it's those are kind of different, but I just put them in the same place just to be safe. I don't want too many tiers, which I already feel like I have too many. I might not even use all these, but just in case. Good movie, I'd watch that again, like kind of the middle road, like 6 out of 10. Well, it's the good 6 out of 10, because there's very bad 6 out of 10s, which would probably go in it's whatever such, it's alright, but yeah. Oh wow, that was great. That's just like a little cut above where I'm just like, hey, that was pretty good. Like it's definitely not in my favorites, but like that was a really good movie. Then holy shit, man, probably a personal fave. Those gotta be like, think of that as the S tier. Like, wow, that's fucking incredible. Like that changed my fucking life, but it didn't. It could be within my top 10, which I gotta figure out my fucking top 10 movies, because I just watched a movie, was it 2 nights ago, that ruined my top 10 list completely. It was already looking a little dicey, but then I watched one. It was like, oh my god, I don't know what my top 10 looks like anymore. Now, these are the 2 most important tiers, and I might have to bend the rules a little bit with this, what I'm about to mention. The favorite 3 movies I watched this year. So this doesn't have to be necessarily my movie of the year. But these are the favorite 3 that I watched. Like, there's 2 movies that are like, I don't know, maybe one, I think I know my movie of the year, but one of them is probably gonna fall in favorite 3 movies I watched, but it just got beaten out just slightly by the movie of the year, which I have to only pick one. So that, well, maybe I have movies of the year, because I think I'm also going to do as in one that came out this year, and then one that I just watched this year that's also like, that was my favorite thing I watched this year. So anyways, let's get into it with Godzilla -1 minus color. Now, some people may be thinking that this is cheating, because it's not a remake, but it's just Godzilla -1, but in black and white. But it's not, though. They didn't just put a filter over it. I don't know what they did to it, but they did something with the filter, and like they went in and actually edited it. Like, if you look at the scene where he gets hit by the warship that comes in for the first time, and he's like screaming and shit through the smoke, it doesn't look way different, but it looks fucking special compared to the colored one. And the colored one already looks fucking special. And I already love, like, that was my movie of the year last year, so I can't not put it in. No, not Doo Doo Dog Shit. I can't not put it in probably a personal fave, because that movie still holds up. I would rather watch, obviously not that there's anything wrong with the colored one, but I'd rather watch this black and white one. I told my friends that we were going to go see Godzilla, and I didn't tell him that it was in black and white. I didn't tell him it was in Japanese, and I didn't tell him that the black and white version is just a version of the movie. And he was just like, oh, when I told him that, yeah, this is just the black and white version, the movie was like, oh, I thought that was just the real thing, because of like how good it looked. Because you can tell when a movie just puts a black and white filter. Zack Snyder. Yeah, fucking incredible. Don't have to talk too much about it. Zodiac. I watched this kind of on a limb. I don't know why I did, but it was my first. This was the, think of this movie as ground zero for just random movies that I would sit down and watch when I get home. It's a movie about probably the worst best killer, professional killer in the world. It's almost like the way that if I had to pitch this movie to a friend, it's like if you were watching me play Hitman. That's the best way that I would describe this movie. It's just constantly being so confident in, not to spoil, but like lining up a shot and then like something fucks up and it's just like, oh shit, and just constantly getting fucked up over and over and over, but still, you know, you still get out of the level in Hitman. Like, yeah, it was a little sloppy, but you still got the points at the ends. It was a little confusing. Maybe I'm just, you know, dim-witted. what is that? I'm not, you know what I mean? The fucking heartbroken. Maybe I'm just heartbroken dog emoji, but I didn't understand quite a bit of the movie. Maybe because also I'm like Gen Z and like maybe I was on my phone. I can't fucking remember, but I'd say it's kind of in the middle between good movie and great movie, but I'm just gonna put it in good movie. It's good movie is not bad. Good movie is good. Don't get it twisted by it just being in the middle here. This is definitely worth a watch if you kind of just want a random, I don't know, just a random drama like action movie. It's kind of funny as well. So yeah. Now Zodiac. Zodiac is by the same guy. Same guy who made The Killer. Zodiac is very liked by people, I'm pretty sure. I haven't looked at the Rotten Tomatoes or anything, but it's all right. It's a very, very long movie. It's a very, I do like it's a very, you know, there's nothing wrong with it cinematography wise. There's nothing wrong with how it looks, how it sounds, how it feels. But it's a long movie, and you have to pay attention to every second. And I feel like this is another one of those movies. Maybe I'm just, you know, once again, maybe I'm just heartbroken dog emoji, but like, I don't know what the fuck they're talking about for half the movie. It felt like the first time I watched Better Call Saul, and they're bringing up all these terms. I'm like, I'm sure. Like, yeah, whatever, I guess. Kind of just nodding my head like, I agree. So yeah, if you're gonna watch Zodiac, kind of lock the fuck in. But once again, I could just be heartbroken dog emoji, and I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. So yeah, I wouldn't say it's more so it's than it's whatever. The Exorcist. I just decided to randomly watch this on. I don't even have to say this. I'm going to. I'm going to keep saying it. But this is another one of those movies where I'm just like, I just want to watch The Exorcist for no fucking reason. Oh no, it was for a reason. It was because The Exorcist sequel, like the new one, came out this year, and I wanted to see it, and that turned out to be dog shit. So I'm like, whatever. I guess I gotta watch the good one then. But so this, I'm gonna try to be fair because I don't want to place this somewhere comparatively because I watched a sequel later on. Hold on. You join me when I do Lord of the Rings? I got you. But I feel like I'd say it's higher than Zodiac. Like, I'd have a more desire to watch this over again, kind of. Maybe it's kind of in the same place, because Zodiac is, I feel like I need to rewatch that, because maybe I just wasn't locked in enough, but The Exorcist, I'd watch it again just to, like, the story with the, what's his name? I think it's Damien, the priest, the main character. That's a fucking powerful-ass story. It's a sad-ass story. Yeah, it's a good movie. I think I'll. I'm always I can never be a critic because I'm always so nice with my ratings of stuff, but I'm gonna try to be a little critical and be like, it was just okay. 28 Days Later is a movie that made me uncomfortable, and I almost didn't finish it, but I stuck around, and I'm glad I did. I wasn't fucking with the whole, essay type shit at the end, but, I get it. Like, that's the whole point. It's like a shitty world now, but I don't know. I just don't like watching stuff like that, but, I'd say I'd watch it again, honestly. I don't think there's anything really wrong with it. I love how it's shot. Like, I remember, because I tried to watch it years ago in, like, high school. Because, I was, like, obsessed with just going on 1, 2, 3 movies and looking up random movies to see if they were on there. And of course they were. It was 1, 2, 3 movies. But what is it? I thought there was something wrong with it. I was I'm just gonna wait till they find a better quality version of the movie because it looked so shitty. And then I realized when I watched it this year, I was like, oh, it's supposed to look like dog shit. I see. And it helps the movie. It looks scarier that way. You think back to, if you think about this movie, the scenes that I think of is like the empty city streets of London, especially the fucking. Probably my favorite scene in the movie, the cathedral that he goes into, that was a like mass grave or whatever you want to call that, just like a giant body dump. That movie, it's crazy. Yeah, good zombie movie. Excited for 28 Years Later. That's a good ass trailer, by the way. Go watch 28 Years Later. The trailer came out like 2 weeks ago. If you haven't seen that. The Batman. So, with the Batman, I've seen it so many times that, not that it's gone down on my list at all, but I've seen this movie 6 times. So, it's like Spider-Verse, where it's just like, this is the greatest thing of all time, where it's just like, yeah, of course it's a good movie, but, it's not my favorite movie. So, I'm going to say, oh, wow, that was great. That isn't really an oh, wow, though, because, I know it's great. All right. I'm gonna get my nephew on here. Give me 1 second, because he wants to talk about Lord of the Rings. So give me 1 second. Hold on 1 second.
Hello?
Hello?
Give me 1 second.
You're live. You're live. You're live, nephew.
Hello?
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 Hey, pal.
Ooh. Okay, I'm ready.
You want to talk about Lord of the Rings? Personally,
Goated.
That was this year, right? Like, we watched every single one this year, right?
Yes, okay. It was actually.
I
want to hear your opinion first.
Okay, my opinion. So I like. What's up, Anthony? I like the vibes of Fellowship of the Ring the most, I think. But I think that the Two Towers is my favorite one. And Return of the King, it's not bad or anything, but I think it definitely is my least favorite one, except for the ending, because I always forget about the ending where Frodo leaves, and it makes me want to cry every single time I watch it. So, what I think I will do is put Fellowship of the Ring in. Oh wow, that was great. Then put what is it? Two Towers in. Holy shit, man! Probably a personal favorite, and then I think I'd put. Okay. You like is. Was it Return of the King? Isn't that your favorite one?
Return of the King has to be one of my favorite ones because here's the thing. It's like, you know, like all like trilogy movies, like at the very end of the third movie, they have to like pull some like bullshit off, like, you know, like to make the audience say, wow, oh my gosh, this is like the last movie. Like it has to be like the best one. It's the last one. And that's what Return of the King does. It's like you've been waiting all this time for Frodo just to throw the ring into the fire. It's like, it's so amazing, and you get to see Aragorn become the king. That's why, you know, Return of the King. Yep. It's kind of like with Star Wars, like, you know, like if you really think about it, with the Return, or you know, the Return of the Jedi, you know,
Revenge of the Sith.
I would say, because it has like the oh shit moments too, like when Minas Tirith was being overrun, and then, you know, Rohan came with reinforcements, and then the elephants, dude, that 10 out of 10. That's why it's my favorite, because it has the most action, the most character development, I would say, because you don't get to see that often, where it's like for example, for Two Towers, oh, beautiful. Like that deserves to be in that spot, like oh shit moments, because you can't outbeat Helm's Deep, because
I think that's why that's my favorite. Just that goes on for like 40 minutes, and there's so many emotional moments, like was it Aragon or Aragon, right? Aragon, like him, he goes up to the kid with like the sword, and he like, you know, he tells him it's a good sword, but you can tell by the way that he's telling him it, he's just like you're probably he can't tell him he's gonna die, but
he's going, and he does die. That's the fucked up part.
And the part where like they're on their horses and they go up through the gate. And then, of course, the ending with the riders, they come down the hill with or that's the riders.
Gandalf,
right?
Yeah, Rohan,
yeah, like that movie is fucking crazy. Yeah, with Gandalf. But I will. That makes sense to me, because I agree with what you're saying. There are some trilogies that don't put a bow on everything.
They don't, and they did with
job of that.
And that's like a whole another thing with like the first movie. As like a kid, I was watching it, I'm like, dude, this is like the boringest. Like,
what?
This is like, as a kid, but now as like growing up and realize like the pace of the movie, it's like, oh, okay, like nothing's happening because they're actually doing the journey, and I actually like, and like. That was like the biggest thing, is when like everybody thought Gandalf died. That was like, I'm like, they could have saved him, like deadass. Like you were 10 feet away, and he's like, fly, you fools. And then it kind of sucks when Boromir dies. It's like, damn, I thought this character was like at least going to make it into the second movie. They're like, nah.
I used to, I mean, I guess, yeah, I didn't like Lord of the Rings in general as a kid. Because every time I would watch it, they'd make me, my friends would be like, hey, bro, watch the fucking 4-hour. I'm like, no, nigga, this shit sucks. I don't care about all this, like, explanation. Now I would. But, I will, like, it is very close, The Fellowship of the Ring and Two Towers, because of the sense of adventure, and like there's more. I like the little bit more whimsical nature of Fellowship of the Ring, and also because I I hate rating movies this way, and I hate rating stuff like, oh, it's the classic one, but like, it is the one that like got people on board to see more of these movies. Like without Fellowship of the Ring, people wouldn't like. If that movie wasn't good, then there would be no Two Towers. There would be no Return.
That's very true. That's very true. It's one of those kinds of movies where it's like, I need action, I need adventure, I need I need like something in one movie, and then that's why Peter Jackson made like those goated movies. And he chose like the leading roles of all these actors. They are perfect. Like they're all perfect. Like but no, I think all of them deserve to be where they're at.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. If you have any other movies that you want to chime in on, let me know, and I will add you again.
Oh yeah, definitely the Raid and Night Becomes for us. That's
Actually,
one
we watched the Raid last year. Is when you watched it. You watched it with Kane this year, but I did not watch it this year. So we were gonna. I was going through my Twitter, and I saw the now watching the Raid 2, and then I quote tweeted it with "never mind" because it was only in English. So maybe next year we'll find some way to watch it. All right, I'll add you whenever that is. All right.
Recording.
Bye. Shout out nephew. All right. Just want to make sure my audio was like still on the entire time. Yeah, it was. Okay, good. All right, Starship Troopers. Shout out Helldivers, man. Shout out fucking Helldivers. This was an awesome ass movie. I can already put this up here in personal favorite movie. This is where it starts to get tricky. I'm already looking like that personal 3 movies is looking like a battle zone with Starship Troopers. I fucking love practical effects so much. That is, as we go on, you will hear me yap about practical effects, and this movie is practical effects heaven with cheesy CGI, and I love cheesy CGI as long as it's like played into, and everything about this movie is about playing into the cheesiness. And it's also like a good political like commentary in a way. So this movie is incredible. Shout out Helldivers, because I wouldn't have bet. I used to think this movie looked stupid. Shout out Nephew as well. He was the one that put me on this, because he was the one that reminded me of this movie. Yeah, Starship Troopers is fucking incredible. Now here's where things get a little controversial. Dune. I'm gonna be honest, it is teetering right on the edge of rather not watch again. It's not bad or nothing, right? But like, I don't know, like this is the second time I've watched it. Kind of. Like, this is the first time I watched it all the way through. But, like, man, this movie's kind of boring. And to be fair, I do this all the time. I was gonna... What is it? I was gonna be like, oh, yeah, I'm gonna go see Dune 2. Like, because everybody's hyping it up. I did not go see Dune 2. So, there is no reason for me to watch this movie. Yeah, I just don't have anything really to say about it. It was just like, no, I'm not gonna say that. I was about to say it's boring Star Wars. That would have sounded really bad on, like, if nigga, I would have been eaten alive if somebody heard me say that on Twitter. But I don't know. It's a really pretty movie. And I bet 2 is really fucking good. Like, it looks really good, but I don't know. It just didn't feel too special to me. I love the director, though, as I'll talk about very soon. Now, this is a crazy transition. From Dune to the Gran Turismo movie. I shit you not. Literally, like that, I watched it. I think I watched it twice, if I remember correctly. I don't know if maybe this has to do with it at all, but I watched this after a very bad day. I watched this after I got hungover. Also, but this movie is goated. All right, this is the best sports movie I've ever fucking watched. Don't know why David Harbour's in it. I don't know why it was made. Well, I do know why it was made. It's a good story, but like genuinely a gripping ass story with heart-wrenching moments, and like I don't know what to say. It could be a favorite 3 movie I watched this year. It's fucking insane. All right. Now Blade Runner and Blade Runner 2049. That's already going in personal favorite. Those are probably my 2 favorite movies of all time. Especially, well, when I think of Blade Runner, and when I put Blade Runner, and I know this is cheating, but Too Fucking Bad is my list. Whenever I put Blade Runner on my top 10 list, it's both movies, because both movies work so well together that they work so well alone, but like together they work even better, and it just becomes something else. Just that atmosphere and what the first one did for movies and cyberpunk as a genre, and then the second movie as a deconstruction of blockbusters and what it is to be a hero, and like, man, fuck. Shout out Harrison Ford. I can't gush enough about these movies, so I'm just gonna stop myself short because they're my favorites. Like, I love them so much. I am going to, don't worry, nephew, I'm gonna come back to it, but The Night Comes With Us I will get back to. I will call you back in here just to give myself a little bit more time to get through these other ones. Mad Max Fury Road, right up there with Blade Runner and both Blade Runner movies, which I will get into its counterpart, because I feel like this also has a counterpart the same way, and it does. But yeah, I mean, there's not enough to, there's too much to say about Mad Max, but also everything that can be said about it has already been said by people who can articulate better. So I'll leave you to go watch the fucking movie yourself, because it's Mad Max. Like, come on now. All right. Now this movie, or this series of movies, I actually did end up going to see the sequel that was in theaters. So, the Rise of the Planet of the Apes, I've seen this movie so many times. It's a good movie. Like, I'd rewatch it again. And I don't know, like it's kind of just a mid 2010s blockbuster, early 2010s blockbuster. There's nothing too special about it. It's just a good, fun blockbuster. However, Dawn of the Planet of the Apes is fucking crazy, and it also is one of my favorite movies I watched this year. I'm gonna put it in. Oh wow, that was great. I mean, it's by the guy that made the Batman, and it's just as fucking good as the Batman. Like, I don't know how the fuck, because I had watched this, like, kinda, like, in the background, when I was younger. And I was like, it's okay. It's kind of boring. What the fuck was I smoking? This movie's insane. Nigga, Koba? Koba is one of the greatest movie villains of all time. The way that he talks, the fucking CGI is insane. The best scene in the movie is where Koba is wielding a fucking machine gun, riding a horse through fire. That is insane. What a crazy ass movie. Insane, fucking insane. Bat shit, ape shit, insane movie. And then War of the Planet of the Apes is also, I think it's also pretty great. Like, I remember people being like, oh, it's not as good, but I don't know about that. It was a pretty fucking good movie. Sure, like, you can nitpick and be like, oh, well, spoil. By the way, I'm gonna spoil like everything in these movies. So if you haven't seen these, too bad. Like, I'm not gonna put a spoiler filter on myself. Where fucking Actually, yes, I will. Whatever. The people complain about the ending of the movie and how the character got from one point to another, and I'm just like, who cares? It's a beautiful ass ending. That me feeling was that sharp pain in my chest, thinking that it's finally my time, and it's like Caesar like crying and closing his eyes. Like, nigga, that's a good ass moment. A moment that I couldn't enjoy as well because I laughed because of the meme, but that's a good ass movie, dog. All right, now here's where we get a little weird. I'm probably the only person within my age range who has ever watched this movie. The Searchers. I was watching this for Western D&D that I never ended up running yet, maybe. And I kind of fucking hated it. I'd rather not watch it. I'm not gonna say it's doo-doo dog shit, but it very well could be the worst movie I watched this year. But here's the thing, like, it's not, because what I did, I looked up top Western movies of all time. This movie was number one on a lot of them. I'm like, okay, this is gonna be the quintessential Western movie. Like 5 minutes in, there's white men in Native American, basically native blackface. So I don't fucking know, dog. Like, I know there's like, the point is that he's a disgusting, what's up, Kane? I know the point is that he's a disgusting, like, racist man and shit, but like, I don't that doesn't make me want to watch it more. The ending's good though. I like the ending, like the cinematography of, like, it's his silhouette looking out into the outside world, and it's like that's where he belongs because he knows he can't come home. Like, I get the movie, but that doesn't mean I like it. True Grit. True Grit ain't bad. It's you know, I'm gonna go with my feelings here, or I'm gonna go with my heart. It's kind of just all right. I remember being really excited for this, or not excited. I don't know. This was one of those movies that my mom would talk about. That me and my mom would talk about, and it's just like, oh, you can't watch that, but like, it's really good, but you should watch it, and like, maybe I'll take you to go watch it, but I don't know. But yeah, I don't know. It was okay. I like the directing style. I think it's just not what I was expecting. I was expecting a way more like rated R type of thing. That could just be, you know, how it was described to me as a kid. Like, that's its fault, but whatever. Now I'm gonna rate this, and then Kane and Justin, if you would like, I'll add you, Justin, but Kane, if you would like to join in and talk about The Night Comes. Was it Night Comes for Us? If you'd like to talk about that, I'll also join, or I'll add you in. Because that movie, we have to talk about that. That movie's insane. But Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes. That was a good movie. I don't think it's as good as Dawn and War. But like, I'd watch that again. I think that was a worthy sequel. It's a good start to a new trilogy or saga of fucking apes movies. I like the main character. I thought the side characters were a little weak, except for the human. The villain was good. I don't know. I don't have too much to say about it. It was just like, yeah, that was a good movie. But I'm gonna be right back. Kane, let me know if you want to join in, and I'll add you. Yeah, I'm gonna go get something to drink real quick. So I'll BRB. All right, we back. Let me add Justin. And Kane, I'll call you too. If you don't want to join, then just don't pick up. How do I? There we go. Oh wait, hold on. Don't pick that. Don't pick. Hold on, Justin. I'm gonna hang up real quick. Give me 1 sec. There we go. Okay, now I'm calling both of them. Hi, Tyra. You can't do that to me. I'm not Tyler. Hold on, I'm gonna open my window real quick. Give me 1 sec.
All right.
Wait, it doesn't look like Kane is joining. All right, maybe.
What?
Maybe I don't know. We'll see.
All right.
Hi, Justin, says Kane. All right,
Oh,
so
hi.
The Night Comes With Us. This was a movie that you randomly recommended we watch, and
Okay. Oh.
I'm gonna put it. I'm already gonna put it in. Holy shit! Probably a personal favorite.
Okay,
I
good.
want
I was
you
about
to
to
do-
fucking say.
What I want you to do is try to convince me why this would be a favorite 3 in my favorite 3. Because it's not my movie of the year, but this was a fucking insane movie. Like on any other
Okay,
year,
all
then
right.
I wouldn't be watching shit. Like this would be like, oh my god, this is the greatest thing I've ever seen. But I also watched a lot of good shit this year, so try to pitch.
Okay. So, personally for me, because I was literally like bored out of my mind. I was like, damn, I need like a good ass movie to watch. And I was rewatching The Raid and I'm like, wait, what is this movie? And Night Becomes For Us. I'm like, okay, I'll give it a chance, you know, because it's like, it's by the same director, same actors too. Oh my god, dude. The amount of stunts in that movie, like compared to any other movie you've ever seen in your life, that was the most like amazing like performance I ever seen in my life to any other action movie. And what do you call it? I watched the reboot of Snake Eyes, G.I. Joe, because I was like bored that day. And the camera angle was ass. Like the fighting ass. Like so if you really think about this movie, the plot of it is good too, because it's like you have a triad gang member that's like, you know what? I'm sick of living this life. I'm sick of, killing innocent people. And when you like he protects this girl throughout the whole movie, and it's so insane. And like, you remember the scene where they were like in the apartment, right?
Yeah.
And they had to guard the girl, and like it was just 3 of them. Those 3 didn't know how to like fight, like kung fu style, but they did it in their own way that made it work, bro. People like was getting stabbed. People was like they was still fighting after getting stabbed or shot, and that's like one of the coolest things is like when you put these characters together, it's insane. And I knew one of your favorite characters was there. It was the weird guy with, I couldn't remember his name, but he used like a mop sign as like a bulletproof vest. I was like, yo, what?
Oh yeah, like the big dude. Are you talking about that nigga?
Yeah, the big dude.
Yeah.
That he was goat through that
Fuck,
movie.
I forgot about that.
Bro, when he was stuck in that SWAT truck, he's like, yeah, you ain't going nowhere. But he's like, you know what? Let me get the fuck out of the SWAT truck. He personally beat the shit out of him with handcuffs. Handcuffs, bro. And blew up the truck while mid through, like, that shit's insane. And then towards the end, you can't tell me that shit was raw. Like, where he goes back into his old hideout, and then
that's when I think about this movie. That's like that entire. I think of that. Like the instant that he sets foot in that like little warehouse or facility to the very end of the movie, like that.
And then they shit talk him. He's like, "Yeah, you're the only one." Literally, the outcome of it. It's like, yeah, all y'all are dead. And then him fighting his best friend that used to be brothers and shit. And that shit is wild throughout that whole fight. Like, that's Mortal Kombat right there. And personally, that would be my top 3 because I love action movies. I love when it feels like the punches actually connect. And I feel like when there's like, dude, like if you show him that to Tyler, he would probably like throw up because of the because you remember the girl getting her fingers cut off, and then that's another thing.
The fucking what is the meat hook through like that nigga's balls or whatever the fuck happens. I think about that all the time when I think about this movie. That's the first thing I think about. I get a feeling in my nether regions. I'm like, oh yeah.
I love the main character too because it takes time for him to like realize what he's going through. And that's one of the things I kind of dislike about the movie was the ending cuz you didn't know if that dude survived or not.
See, and that's where that's where me and you disagree because I love that ending. I love the open-ended like sad like you know he's probably going to die, but there's that part in you where you're like, but what if? And like the music, like I love that. That's one of my favorite endings to a movie like ever. Like
and
him just
that's
getting
a
that
whole
like
nother
broken
thing.
up like oh my god, that's a good ass ending.
That needs to. Hey, on you know critics out there, make another one please, because I would love to see a second movie of this, but. No, I loved everything about it. Like there was no like disappointment. There was like no like you cuz like all the fighting scenes were like good. They weren't like shit like GI Joe, Snake Eyes, that shit.
It sounds like you really like that movie.
No, that movie is the god awful. Do not waste your time watching it But no, if I had to pitch this to somebody, because I did pitch it to you. I'm like, you have to watch this movie. And I'm glad that...
Not that I didn't think it would be... I knew it would be good, but I was just like, I didn't know it would be this good. Like, that was... I mean, me and Kate, we were both watching. It was like, this is fucking... Like, what the fuck? I probably said what the fuck more than I've ever said. Like, I say what the fuck all the time about movies, but, like, I said that probably more than I have any other movie this year. So... This is where it gets hard. Right now, I'm gonna put it in my favorite 3. But there are 3 others right now that I know also definitely deserve their place in that spot, and maybe even more. So
we'll have to see. We'll have to see. But
we'll see. But you have convinced me that definitely deserves. It's definitely in the upper echelon of any of these movies.
And that's like a whole other thing too about this movie. It's more like you can actually sit and watch and like you can pay attention to the story, but like it's mostly like action. So like you can do whatever. That's the one biggest thing about action movies is like people love watching action. They could listen to the story, but it's an option. It's like you're not forced to like listen to the story. You're not forced to pay attention how like shit goes, but like when it goes together, that's what makes a great action movie is that when you don't have to like, oh wait, what happened again, and then they'll bring it back up like, oh, he's doing.
You can like shut off your brain, but also if you lock in, like you'll be even more invested. Like it just improves upon itself.
That's why it has to be one of my favorite movies.
This is gonna be hard, but for right now, that is where it's gonna sit. Thank you for contributing. Once again, I'll probably pull you in right at the end of this for any thoughts. I'm gonna warn you. There's gonna be some of these that you're not gonna like my placements coming up. Not coming up soon.
see the list and everything. I'm just like, this is pretty good so far, but we'll have to see.
Yeah, you'll see. All right, thank you, nephew.
Bye bye.
Bye bye. All right, shout out nephew again. All right. This is we're at a really difficult point here. Furiosa might be my favorite movie of all time. I'm not going to rate Furiosa yet, because there's another movie that I saw this year that I'm like, this is fucking insane. And the other movie that I saw was so good that I didn't know if it was movie of the year, and I had to rewatch Furiosa. And when I rewatched it, I was like, oh, never mind, it's my movie of the year. But I also don't know now, because now, that could have been recency bias. But we'll see. All right, Road Warrior, Mad Max 2. It's not, when I watched it when I was younger, I was like, oh wow, that was great, because there was nothing else like it at the time other than Fury Road. Fury Road is like the upgraded version, I'd say, of was it Road Warrior? I was gonna say Ridge Racer. It's almost like I'm listening to a song that's going Ridge Racer, Ridge Racer, Ridge Racer in the background. But yeah, this movie's fucking awesome. Like, it's just it's a good popcorn movie. You don't have to think too much about it. Some of it's really weird. Some of it hasn't aged well. Yeah, it's a good ass movie. I'm gonna put Furiosa towards the end here so I can come back to it. Or I'll put it right there. Django Unchained. Should you join? Kane, do you want to join right now? Hold on. I'm gonna Justin, I'm gonna call both of you back real quick. So give me 1 sec. Hello? Hello?
Hello?
Hey, pal.
Hey.
You missed. Justin was just in here.
I know he was.
Do you have anything to add so far to this list, or to The Night Comes For Us?
What's that, the last one? Is that Mad Max Fury what? Or what is that last one at the top?
That's Fury Road.
Peak.
Peak.
You gotta remember some of the shit you watched, like you showed me for the first time, like Blade Runner and Mad Max. Those are great.
What about, do you think The Night Comes For Us, does that belong in my top 3? Or would it be, I guess, would it be in your top 3? Because it's gonna stay in my, well, it might, maybe it might not stay.
I'm about to say your top 3 is gonna be difficult, but the night, what is it? The Night They Come For Us, that shit is peak. That's like goated. Raw. Thank you, Justin.
No, because literally, I was just telling, dude, if y'all love The Raid, you're gonna love this movie. Like, yeah, goated.
Exactly.
Do you have a top? What scene do you think of when you think of that movie? Okay.
Of The Night They Come For Us?
Yeah.
The elevator scene with him in the like bulletproof vest with the wet sign. And then something else.
What, the shit through that nigga's balls or whatever? Because that's what I said.
Balls ripped off or something. Yeah. Tyler would not fuck with that.
Oh, he'd love it.
Yeah, he really would.
What about for The Lord of the Rings? Since that was your first time watching those movies, where would you rate them? Does this, because right now I have Fellowship of the Ring and Return of the King, and that was great, but above it, in the highest tier, I have The Two Towers. What about you? Is that where you'd place them, or?
Well, like The Lord of the Rings are hard for me because it was just all one thing, so I'm not gonna do like 3 of them. But it's like, if I put all 3 of them, I put it in like their personal favorite. Like I'd go back and watch that extended edition. Like that show was really cool. Like it was nice. Like I finally seen this.
Did you have a favorite moment or scene in those movies from? I know your favorite character.
Yeah, the goat.
Go.
And off the quote.
Shall not pass.
I mean, that was just raw. His character introduction is just cool, like him smoking on that horse. So yeah.
What else? I guess now that you two are in here, because I was just about to tell what happened after we got done watching Django. Where would you two put Django? Because you niggas clapped when that movie was over.
That's true. We did do that.
We weren't at no fucking theater or anything. Y'all just immediately credits and started clapping. That was crazy.
We were the
That's how you
the
gotta do.
critics.
Yeah, this is the theater, bruh.
I would say that has to be one of my personal favorites, like cowboy movie like I've ever seen in my life.
That was your first time seeing it, Justin?
Yeah, that was actually.
Yeah, that was my second time seeing it. I'm just getting worried. I'm putting so many in my personal favorite. This is what I mean by rate shit so high.
Wait, do you have that other movie that we watched with Justin on here, like the tank
The
movie?
Magnificent
Fury?
Seven?
Yeah. Fury's on here, and Magnificent Seven is right after. Everything.
Yeah, because I was just thinking about that one.
Everything in this list is in order.
Okay.
when we watch
Did
it.
you put Glory down too?
Yep. Glorious towards the end.
Okay. All
Yeah.
right. That good, because I wanted towards the end actually.
Oh boy, when you get to a certain movie, I've got some stuff to say about some guy.
Which one is that?
His name rhymes with cod.
With what?
With cod, starts with a T.
Todd?
Todd Howard.
Yeah.
Todd Howard?
Todd. Is
Oh!
it El Camino down there? Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. What is it? Do you want me to call you back when I get to that one, or
You can or
Okay.
whatever, but I just
I'm just gonna keep doing that. It's easy for me. It's probably annoying for you, but too bad. It's my stream, so
Too bad.
I'll call y'all back whenever we get to respective movies.
All right.
All right.
Bye bye.
All right.
All right. So yeah, Django for me. Oh man, I'm just being so I watched a lot of my favorite movies this year. I think that's the issue. So I think I'm just gonna put Django in. Oh wow, that was great. No, because it can't be with the Batman. I'll put it. Okay, you know what I'll do? I'll put it at the top. Because like I said, I've seen the Batman so many times that it hasn't gone down in quality. It's not as special to me anymore. But Django I've only seen twice, and it was really fucking special. So yeah, I think that's a good place for it. Magnificent Seven. I didn't hate this movie or anything. It was kind of okay. It also could just be because we watched Django right before it, but it was a good fun action movie. I'll worry about ordering these at the ends. But yeah, I think it was just okay. It was an okay action movie. It was elevated by watching it with my friends, but I think if I watched it by myself, I would be a tiny bit disappointed. All right, Battle of the Gods. Don't at me on Dragon Ball Twitter, nigga. I'd rather not watch it again if I'm being honest, bruh. Hey man, shout out Dono Doya. He's really getting his ass beat over some fair Dragon Ball opinions on Twitter. Niggas are coming at him being like, oh, he's just a meathead because he don't like Battle of the Gods. Nigga, Battle of the Gods fans, when you ask them to name any other scene, then I will not let you destroy my world. Nigga, get the fuck out of here with that. It's a good scene, but that's all you got? Fuck. Battle of the Gods fans, when you ask if they got anything, me asking if they have anything other than we will not destroy, whatever. You know what I mean. I just don't like Battle of the Gods that much, bro. And this is also gonna get this will get my ass beat, bro. I like Resurrection F better. So once again going back to Dododoya, because he basically holds almost all my Dragon Ball opinions, except for that original Dragon Ball isn't good. Like I somewhat agree. Like it's not as good as Z, but like it's not bad, bro. He asked somebody on Twitter just recently. He's just like, okay, because people are like, oh, Z fans only like Z just for the fights, typical meatheads. And then he asked, okay, what is iconic about the show other than the fights? Like, name some iconic moments or lines or like whatever the fuck. And then I thought about it for a second. I'm like, every like iconic part from Z is in some way, it's like at least related to a fight. It's about them like talking about a fight. Obviously there's filler episodes like, you know, like the car episode or like the driving episode, but like if we're not talking filler, like nigga, Z is mostly fights. And fights, Dragon Ball does fights good. And Resurrection F has some good fucking fights. It also has Jocko, so that's why it's a good movie. Alright, Kane has some things to say. Kane has some things to say about a certain character in El Camino. So I'm gonna add Kane. Give me 1 sec. I bet you it's gonna be all positive opinions. You wanted to talk about how much you love Todd, right? Todd from
Todd. That overweight motherfucker. Fuck that motherfucker.
But he's so
One of
nice.
Satan's strongest soldiers was Todd, what's his name?
But he's so nice. He got some pizza for pizza.
Yeah.
He got, you know, he went to go get some ice cream.
Sure. To his
Like
prisoner.
pepperoni.
Yep.
That's his favorite too.
I bet. What is this cleaning lady's favorite? I wonder, like, what her favorite is.
I don't
Does anybody know? Something about that, you know? I don't know.
Yeah. Where would you put El Camino? Like, let's. Just
Yeah, I'm
say-
not talking about the Todd stuff. Like, I like how it, like, you know, like literally right after Breaking Bad, like right with him in the car. Like, that's pretty cool. And just seeing him like hang out with his friends, and then, you know, he made it in the end. So,
in a normal tier list, where would you put it? Like S to F tier. Where would you put that?
Well, I don't think it's in the same category as Breaking Bad, because that's like S tier.
Yeah, no.
But, you know, I'd probably say like right under that, whatever S tier is.
Really? Like A tier?
Yeah, it's good. I like Alchemy.
I'd probably put it in. I don't know if you know this. A lot of people don't like El Camino because they're like, "Oh, it didn't need to happen." Like it
Because they wanted Walter to still be alive. That's what they want.
It
He's still alive!
That probably is like half of it. Yeah.
Yep.
I don't know. Like people just don't like it for some reason. I think it's good. Like there's nothing like the opening is fucking cool with Mike.
Yep.
Like you can say like, "Oh, it's giving context to things that didn't need context," but it's just like, okay, well, too bad. It did it anyways,
yeah.
and it's not like
That's
it's
what
bad.
it is. It did it good. It didn't add no unnecessary stupid shit. It was
Yeah.
good.
I think of like the fucking scene where he goes to like the. It's all. I will say, and it's not a bad thing. It is kind of weird watching it, like going from Breaking Bad being like TV style shooting, and even Breaking Bad has very like cinematic shooting compared to other things. But it is weird going from that to like movie style. Like it looks like a movie. It's like
I just realized something. I gotta drop it down one level for Walter's fucking bald cap in there. Yeah. All right, nigga, drop that shit down one level. That shit was atrocious.
Yeah.
A mega mind looking ass motherfucker.
And it's not bad. It's not a bad movie or anything, but it is kind of like some of it is a little like random. Like what the fuck is going on? Like
Yep.
Like it is cool. Like Jesse with like the dudes at the that warehouse that stole his money. But it is a little like out there. Like he has a.
I forgot this stuff at the end. Yeah,
he has
the
a cowboy.
standoff.
This is a standoff. It's like, huh?
Like that's raw, but it's just like, oh
yeah, it's
yeah,
raw,
this
but
is
it's just like, did
okay.
that belong in Breaking Bad?
Yeah,
I will tell you, like,
exactly.
nothing like that ever happens, even in Better Call Saul. Like that was kind of weird.
That should happen to a character in Better Call Saul. There should be a character who gets that.
What is it? Did Chucky should be in a stand-up?
Maybe. I'm not saying yes or no. Maybe it could happen.
Right. All right, but do you think that's it? That's all you wanted to say about that?
I mean, Breaking Bad, that's a TV show, but what a peak show. Like, I love that show. It's like one of the best shows I've ever seen. So, like, S tier, W. I'm glad I watched that and El Camino. So, that's all I have to say.
All right. Maybe someday, once we finish, once we finish Better Call Saul, we can do, like, a live stream just talking about it and stuff. I'll get some questions for you. All right.
All right.
I'll call you in. I'll probably call you in at the end, you and Justin, to
All right.
wrap everything up. All right. Bye. All right, but yeah, I'd put El Camino right in like the sort of B, C tier. It's not bad. It's not great. It's just pretty good. Okay, what the fuck is playing now? Is this Ridge Racer? What the fuck is this? Ace Combat. What the fuck? Why? Hold on. One sec. There we go. Is the audio working? There it is. Okay. Let me know if I need to turn the music up at all. It looks a little quiet, but I don't think that's too bad. All right. Fight Club. Man, I'm gonna be honest. I'd rather not watch Fight Club again, and that makes me really sad to say, because the reason I watched this movie, somebody did a video essay on Hotline Miami, and they compared Hotline Miami to Fight Club, and how people, like, when it came out, people didn't like it, people didn't get it, like it was about like the violence and how it's pointless, but there's a point to pointless violence. And music's fine, audio's good, thank you. And I just watched the movie and I was disappointed. I like the ending, and maybe this isn't too fair, because I watched this movie knowing the twist, or I at least knew there was a twist. I couldn't remember exactly. I knew the twist was like all of this was in his head. I guess spoiler alert. But I don't think the twist is very good. I think that's really it. Like, the twist is just like, oh, okay, whatever, I get, like, but what does that mean? It doesn't really mean anything. It's just like, oh, he just did a bunch of bullshit. But, like, that didn't add to it. I don't think that it had a point to make. Maybe, once again, maybe this is just unfair because Hotline Miami is so special to me, but, like, in the end, there is a point to be made about it being pointless violence. And it just didn't feel very brave. It didn't feel like a very brave movie. It just felt like a movie that was just like, what if it wasn't real, dude? Like, I don't know, man. I like the ending. The ending's cool. Where you kind of just have to accept what he did, but I don't know, man. Disappointing. Honestly, it made me very mad. It, like, if I was doing this tier list when I watched this, I would put this in doo-doo dog shit because it just made me so mad. Now, something that is doo-doo dog shit, I completely forgot how bad this movie is until I said doo-doo dog shit, and I looked down. What the fuck is this movie, dog? Alien 3 sucks. It is... it's very close. Fuck it. Yeah, you know what? I think that's the worst movie I watched this year. Like, what a boring slop fest, weird tonal shift. Just directionless fucking sequel. to go from the next two that I'm going to talk about to this, like, holy shit. And it's such a cool, like, idea too, like an alien being on a prison planet. That's not, that shouldn't be that hard. But they do yourself, go watch, hey, shout out Mr. Sunday Movies. Go watch their Alien 3 video, their Caravan of Garbage for Alien 3. What the fuck were they smoking trying to make this movie? A wooden planet? What are you talking about? Like, what? I just don't even want to talk about it. Like, it's just so uninteresting, so boring, so nothing, that I want to move on to talking about good things, such as Alien, the first one. Now, okay, this is a weird one, because in a way, this is a very boring movie to watch, if we're being honest. I don't think people are as honest as they should be with themselves. This can be a very, very boring movie. A lot of it is about them doing mundane shit, but you kind of have to appreciate that, because it's. I was talking about with Justin earlier, with the whole I don't like rating movies like, oh, it's a classic, you gotta like it, but like this one, like, you really do. Like, this is the pinnacle of retrofuturism, the pinnacle of practical effects, the pinnacle of sci-fi weird fucking, you know, H.R. Geiger, man. Like, enough said with just by his name. This is, it's like I don't want to watch again, but at the same time I'm like, this is an amazing movie. Like an amazing feat for movies. But then my fucking monkey brain, and damn, I wish we watched the director's cut, because I realized I watched the director's cut when I watched it for the first time. But Aliens, that's definitely in like my top 10 movies of all time. Like, it can't not be. It is the movie, but in like the best way possible. And you know, that's what they say James Cameron is fucking great at. He's great at making like the movie. Someday I'll give Avatar another shot, but you know, I fuck with this more. Like, all the lines, and once again, the practical effects is just, it's like, it's Alien on crack in terms of practical effects. My favorite scene in the movie, favorite two, every scene with the alien queen is my favorite, but my favorite one is just when Ripley, she drops into the egg room, and like she sees, like, you know, like she watches. I'm holding up my hand like I have a webcam on. What is it? Where she looks at like the egg sack at the bottom, or like in the behinds, and then she follows it slowly. The camera pans, and then you see the silhouette of it like stuck to the ceiling, and then the head slowly opens up, and I don't know, I can't think of the correct word, but unearths itself like through its head. Like, it has a head in a head. Oh my god, that's like the scariest thing ever, but it's also like so fucking cool. And then it drops down, it's crawling around like, oh my god, wow. No sir, not me, not ever watching Avatar. That's fine by me, I'm not in no rush to watch it either. I'm not like, nigga, that movie's Blue Pocahontas. Like, you know. But yeah, that's another one of those movies though that you can listen to other people talk about how amazing Aliens is. So I'll move on. Prey. What a great movie. Now, I wouldn't say it's great. It's a good movie. It's a good popcorn movie. Like, it's not, well, you know, oh man, if I do that, see, the killer is kind of like, that's like the barrier you have to pass, because the Killer was just such an amazing, the Killer's just a really well made movie, even if I didn't understand all the stuff that was going on in it. I think I'm gonna have to move the Killer up, because it's just, I don't know, like I just got a good like feeling after watching the Killer. But yeah, Prey I think belongs kind of in like the good B tier popcorn movie. Not too special. I'd say It's probably higher than. You know, it's in like the upper tiers of good movies. Predator weak as hell in this movie. But I think it's just because it's such a unique setting, and like it's like somebody cracked the most obvious code ever. Just put a predator, like the alien, not a bad person. Put the whatever the fuck it's called. I was gonna do the alien name so I can avoid getting clipped, but put that alien. That sounds even worse. Put the evil warmongering fucking hunter alien in a time period or setting and just make a movie about it. There you go. You know what I mean. Oh. Justin, you're gonna have some choice words for me. I'm sorry, but Deadpool and Wolverine. Man, I'd rather not watch this movie again. I'm not gonna say. Well, I might say it's doo-doo dog shit. Okay. I don't really like Deadpool and Wolverine. Especially after watching 1 and 2, like kind of back to back. Or at least I watched, Deadpool 2, and then I watched Logan. And then you put them together, and it's no bueno, in my opinion. It's not like there's good moments in it, but if you ask somebody their favorite moments of the movie, I don't think they're gonna be talking about Pyro in a fucking diner looking for them. I don't think they're gonna talk about the relationship stuff that kind of turns out to be fine in the end, and everything just goes back to the way it was at the beginning. There's no stakes in this movie. There are stakes, but they're not stakes that I felt at all. And then it's just this movie is the pinnacle of what I was worried about when Far From Home came out. Or not Far. Is it Far From Home? Far From Home? No Way Home. No Way Home. When No Way Home came out, I was like, this is just gonna, like, everything is just gonna turn into I Know That Guy slop. And this was that movie. Yeah, I'm sorry. I just don't. Not a fan. I like that Hugh Jackman got to be Wolverine one more time. Deadpool was pissing me off. Or he wasn't pissing me off, but it just, like, Ryan Reynolds is becoming increasingly unfunny because ever since Deadpool, he acts like Deadpool all the time in other movies. Like, he just wants to keep making Deadpool. Yeah, I don't know. Not really a fan. Anyways. Alright, now we can get to the hard question. I don't think it'll be too hard, though. So, the movie that I was talking about earlier that made me question if Furiosa is my movie of the year is Alien Romulus. This movie is fucking insane. We got front row, so we went from, and low-key, that's what I was looking forward to, because we did a double feature. We saw Deadpool and Wolverine, then we went to go see Alien Romulus. The second I got out of Deadpool and Wolverine, I'm like, now it's time for a real movie. And oh my god, that was a real movie, man. I was worried it wasn't going to be that great. And then I heard people liked it. I'm like, oh, thank God, a good Alien sequel. But I was not fucking prepared, man. And it's not just because of that ending sequence. It's because of, once again, practical effects. The setting, we actually get to see a real planet, like a living planet, and how shitty it is. I liked the politics of it. I was worried when they showed, like, the characters for the first time. I'm like, oh, brother, they're gonna do, like... But, you know, just seeing, like, teenagers and, like, young adults don't really mix. At least, I thought it wouldn't mix well with the Alien formula. Because Alien, to me, is just as much about like the humans and their shitty living conditions and like the corporations that like rule over them than it is the aliens themselves. And I feel like a lot of that identity. Hi, I'm Griffin. That elevated the movie. What is it? Oh yeah, I feel like that setting, it works better, or at least I thought it did, with people who are older and more like grizzled, like, oh, I've worked 85 years for this company, and what do I get? Nothing. But it was kind of a commentary on how the real world is now, where it's just like, I'm a young person and I can't get out of a shitty society because shitty society was built before I even had a chance to, like, before I was, walking. Like thousands of years, or however many years, hundreds of years. I don't know how old the alien universe is, but like, and then, when you go to the alien stuff, I thought, because the movie is called Alien Romulus, I was like, oh, it's just gonna be one alien. No, they show you very quickly, it's not just one. I thought maybe there would be two, but the horror, like this fucking scene, the one on the poster, is the scariest, most disturbing, where she takes the fucking like tube that's down her throat. Not pause, because H.R. Geiger, like, he made this all weird and freaky and sexual, but like, oh my fucking god, you can see it through her like chest with the little X-ray thing. The shout out what's his name, Andy or whatever the fuck, whatever the robot's name is. That's probably, like, if you want to talk acting that I've seen this year from a movie that came out this year, give him the fucking Oscar, dog. Like, that was great acting. The way he switched from just being like cold and calculated, and he was like acting as different types of robots or androids. Like, oh my god, I've never seen acting like that before, and he'd do it just like that, just on a switch, just like a real robot would. I've never ever seen anything like that. The scene where they're running or they're going through the room with the face huggers, the scene with the 0G and she's killing all the aliens and she has to avoid the acid blood. What a creative way to use the setting, the environment, the characters, the creatures, just all of the lore. And then, speaking of creative ways to use the lore, which people don't like for some reason, there are people who think this movie is worse than Alien 3 or just as bad. You're heartbroken dog emoji. Bringing back the Prometheus stuff, I have to watch Prometheus now because I'm actually interested in that. Even if Prometheus isn't as good, that's a really cool way to bring something back and not... people are like, oh, it's just like fucking... It's like a Marvel movie where they're shoving references in your face. No, they're not. Like, they're using them tastefully because they exist in the world. Like, it's not... Like, you get to do that. When you make a movie in a universe, you get to make callbacks. And that's what they did, and I think this movie is fucking incredible. Now, I'm going to put it in the favorite 3 movies I watched because easily... So, I will say... Furiosa is my favorite movie of the year. That is my movie of the year, at least for new movies that came out this year. But it wasn't my favorite to watch in theaters, and it's just because people are fucking stupid. Because guess what? People were saving their money to go see fucking Deadpool and Wolverine. Made $1 billion or however fucking much, and then this movie barely made anything because people were like, oh, it looks weird. Oh, this looked dumb. And then I go on fucking Twitter and I see people being like, why didn't I see this movie in theaters? I don't fucking know, nigga. Why didn't you? This movie, like, there was like 8 people in our fucking theater, like, other than us seeing this. It was a big theater. I think we got IMAX. It was sad. It made me very sad. I'm like, yeah, film is fucking cooked. And it's always going to be that way. It's always going to be, we are so back. It's so fucking over. But yeah, Furiosa, it's man, it's just an elevated, it's a deconstructed and elevated rustic Mad Max Fury Road. They are not like, you can have one movie without the other, but it elevates Fury Road to such an amazing height. The costume design, especially in Furiosa, is incredible. The character work, the obviously the action is fucking insane. I still, when I watched it on my TV where I could pause and look, I still don't know what people are talking about. Like, oh, this looks like a PS3 game. It's the best fucking PS3 game I've ever seen, and some PS3 games look fucking beautiful. So what are you talking about? Yeah, man, what a fucking sorry, I realized I had to scroll up. Yeah, Furiosa is easily my fucking movie of the year. I could rewatch it over and over again. The sound design, oh my fucking god. Like the Thunder Bike at the beginning. I don't know who her mom is that plays her mom. Put her in more shit. Make her the new Wonder Woman. Please make her the new Wonder Woman. Yeah, incredible movie. It's an epic. It is an epic. It is not just a movie. It is an epic tale. All right, moving on. The Terminator, the first one. That was a. I would say, like, that's, once again, I'll go through and order them at the end. But that's a really good movie. People are like, oh, you don't have to watch 1 to watch 2. Yes, you do. This movie's great. Well, it's not. I mean, it's not in great, but it's a good movie. What a fucking what, Tyra? I don't know. It's But yeah, the Terminator, like, this is, shout out Tyler. This is one of the only movies I like watched with us, and he seemed to be having a blast. And he don't really fuck with movies like this, but like, this movie's just batshit insane. And the soundtrack's probably my favorite part of the movie. I didn't remember it being that good. Also helps that there's a song in Hotline Miami 2 that's named after the club, and it also has a sample of the scene from Tech Noir. But yeah, that's a great ass movie. But it's in good. It's a great movie that's in good. Terminator 2 Judgment Day. I mean, come on, like okay, if you look at my, this is insane, because if you look at my personal favorites, you're like, oh, so he likes, action, sci-fi, like some fantasy, a lot of character work, maybe some like the cinematography side of things, and then there's Gran Turismo right in the middle there. I know this track, like, man, Gran Turismo is awesome. But once again, I mean, it's right next to fucking, it's right next to Aliens. James Cameron, he knows how to make Movie the Movie, and Movie the Movie is good. I can't, there's not much to say about Terminator 2. What hasn't been said? All right. Terminator Salvation was a movie that I planned on falling asleep to, but I couldn't because of how crazy it is, and it's a good movie. Like, people are like, oh, this sucks, like, it's not as good. Like, look, I've seen Terminator 3. I think of it in the same tier as Terminator 3. It's just like it is way different in tone, and there's some parts that I don't like. If you ask me, I can't remember. That movie's kind of, it's a bit of a fever dream, but I remember liking it. But yeah, I don't think there's anything wrong with Terminator, like anything too wrong. It's not the best movie in the world, but it's just an action blockbuster movie. I think that's what B tier is kind of for, just blockbuster movie. Dragon Ball Super Broly. Ooh, I'm gonna put it in. Oh wow, that was great. I've seen it so many times now. I've seen this movie probably as much as I've seen the Batman, if not more. Insane fucking. Still the thing that I think about the first time I ever watched it was the sound effects of the punches. That's still really fucking special to me. What a crazy way that Dragon Ball, a crazy road that Dragon Ball has gone down to get to this. R.I.P. Akira Toriyama. generational fucking talent, generational fucking series. Yeah, there's nothing else like Dragon Ball out there, and this movie is proof of it. There will never be. Oh, I mean, well, there could be, you know, moral movie. But there will never be another Dragon Ball Super Broly. All right, Halloween 4. You know, before I probably would put this in doo-doo dog shit, but I watched this with Kane, and you know what, Kane, I think I'm gonna call you in for this one. It's not that bad. Like it's kind of just like, you know, you get what's on the box. Like it's the sequel after they tried to do something different, and so they have to bring back the most popular character of the franchise. Really the only character of the franchise other than Lori, but they don't bring her back because she's like, fuck no. But yeah, I don't know. It's a funny movie. It's a popcorn movie, but it's not a very good one. Like, there's a lot of nonsense. I will say the best part is Loomis. If without Loomis, this movie would probably be in doo-doo dog shit. I'm gonna call Kane to ask him his opinion on it real quick. Hello? Hello?
Hello?
How do you feel about Halloween 4?
Which one was?
That was the Cookie Woman.
That was in 4?
Yes, that was in 4.
That was a movie of all time. Cookie Woman.
Right? Like, we didn't watch 5, did we?
I thought we watched 5. We're watching 6 next year. That's what I thought.
Holy shit, did we?
Yeah, we watched 2.
Oh my god, you're right. I gotta add that. Holy fuck.
That's why I wasn't remembering 4, because we just watched 5.
Yeah,
I'm like,
you're right. Holy shit. Yeah, no, Cookie Woman was 5. Hold on.
Isn't 4 not that bad? I can't remember.
Yeah, 4 wasn't that... Okay, yeah, 4 wasn't that bad. But I thought...
Is that the one where I said, what Loomis on Twitter, like, Loomis after this movie, and it's, you know...
what is it?
The 9/11 Part 2, is that Halloween 4?
I think so.
I think so. If I go on my Twitter, that's probably that one.
Hold on, I found a perfect
that
poster.
movie, I remember that being good, besides the ending that they don't commit to in 5, but, you know.
Yeah, okay. So, yeah, 4 was pretty good. Would you put it... You wouldn't put it, like, anywhere above, like... Was it good or is it okay?
What's that yellow one? It's whatever. It's all right. Like, it's good. I watch it.
Yeah, that's where I put it too.
It's not like this is a good movie you watch. It's like if you want to, bro.
Yeah, I don't know. But where would you put Halloween 5? I got a perfect poster for it. I'll just send the poster on fucking Discord. I'll just send it to you right now because I know there's.
I'd probably put Super Loomis Black and that stuff you just don't find out. Hold on, nah, that's doo-doo dog shit. I forgot about all that. And it's revealed in the next movie, but this movie you are clueless.
Look at the picture I sent in the fucking.
Hold up.
Cookie Woman. Yeah, wow. I just the movie, it was so doo-doo dog shit that like it's like stank ass aura ruined like 4.
Is that the movie where they played like clown music or something?
Yeah, with the fucking 2 cops like that were like idiots like walking around. Holy shit. Yeah, oh my god. Yeah, that's not a good movie. It's not. Yeah. It's not even like funny. Like, well, it is funny. Like See, that's where I'm like, I'd rather not watch it again. Like, it is doo-doo dog shit, but like, Loomis is the only good. Like, if you want to like laugh at Loomis being like fucking insane, then.
But yeah, it's that, and then there's like, yeah, who is this other like evil Loomis? Like, what is this about?
Oh, did I turn off my music? Oh, I did. What the fuck? Hold on. Yeah, I also forgot about Super Loomis Black.
Yeah.
Whatever the fuck was going on.
But we gotta wait till next year to figure out what that is.
But see, that's a compelling mystery.
Yeah, sure.
All right, I just wanted to hear your opinion on.
Yeah, and you forgot that we watched 5.
Yeah. All right, I'll call you in. I think that's probably it for ones to call you in for until the end.
I'm trying to look. Yeah, superhero. I don't really need to say anything. No, Mall Cop. You gotta get me back in for Mall Cop.
Yeah. You're right. Yeah, I'll get you back in for Mall Cop.
All right.
I almost closed fucking OBS. Jesus Christ. Okay. All right, bye. All right. Where the fuck is my music? Where's my music at? Play. Hello? Oh, there we go. What the fuck is this? There we go. Okay, I'm still live, right? Yep, I'm still live. Yeah, Cookie Woman. All right, now let's get serious. This is where things get really. I know I've said that like 5 times, but I have one more spot for favorite 3 movies I watched, and The Exorcist 3. So I watched The Exorcist all the way back in the first one, all the way back in February. Let it sit, kind of let it marinate. Forget a little bit about it, but I'm ready for the sequel. Because don't watch 2. If you're hearing me now, don't watch 2. If you're interested at all. Exorcist 3 is an actual sequel to the first one. It's based off the book Collegian. This was easily, and I knew it was good. I listened to the Red Letter Media review of it before I even watched it. I didn't listen to their review. I listened to their review about the sequel, because like the one that came out this year, because people were like, it's dog shit, don't even bother watching. So I'm like, oh, okay. But I was still interested, because in Red Letter Media they said like, oh, Exorcist 3 is probably one of my favorite movies of all time. I'm like, huh? Like, okay, you have to, like, he's probably joking. But then he talked about it a little bit more. I'm like, okay, that actually sounds really interesting. And this is probably one of my favorite stories I've ever seen told on film, like, ever. The script is fucking perfect. I don't know if it's just because the book is like that. I don't know if how much has changed from the book. Easily the scariest jump scare, and kind of like, from what I know about, I don't know for sure, but it's kind of like the start of the jump scare, like a modern jump scare. And it's just fucking crazy. Like, to go, like, the first Exorcist is good, right? Like, it's kind of just okay. For its time, it's probably amazing and horribly scary. But this movie is fucking insane. Once again, like, practical effects, but like, even besides that, like, just I keep bringing back the character work. I can't think of the names because I have Loomis on the mind. I was gonna call him Dr. Loomis. So whatever the main character's name is, the way that he speaks, the way that he fucking breaks down and cries and yells, the horrible shit that he endures, and I have to look. I can't remember the guy's fucking name, but I have to fucking look it up just to give him his fucking flowers, dude. Hold on. Exorcist 3 cast. Brad Dourif. Oh my god. Holy fuck. Brad Dourif. Probably my favorite acting ever. Like, of all time. The way that he speaks and reads his lines in that fucking asylum. It is no question why they wanted him to be, the Joker for a while. It is so obvious why. He is, and he doesn't even like his performance, but it's incredible. The way that fucking, where they're sitting in that cell, the way that it's shot, the light is shining on them, the way he switches his voice to calm, to screaming. Oh my god. What a fucking amazing movie! It's not like I found it, I knew it would be good. I just didn't know how good. But to just sit down, like on a random October night, candle on, all the lights off, got Tito next to me, and just like enjoy an insane performance, an insane like hidden away in a what you would think would be like, it's the third sequel. You're just like, oh, it's gonna be whatever, but it is. No, it is. If this came out this year, this would 100% be my movie of the year, like easily. It is definitely in my top 10. This movie is the reason I'm like, I have to figure out my top 10 movies of all time, because this is on it easily. Insane movie. I can't gush enough about it. Anyways, back to something a little bit more my speed normally when I'm being heartbroken dog emoji. Return of the Living Dead is an awesome movie. It's a good movie. It's not the greatest movie. It's just random bullshit. Let's go. The zombie movie. But it also did a lot for, the zombie genre in general. Practical effects once again. Tarman, probably one of my favorite practical effects thing that I've ever seen. I don't know how the fuck they managed to do that. And it's just a wacky, like, it just keeps getting worse and worse and worse. The two guys that got bitten, but they're like dying, but not dying, they didn't get bitten. They got like the zombie like gas. They like inhaled it when they tried to incinerate the zombie. That shit's scary too. Like, it's a scary movie. I can't remember which one it's the cadaver. The cadaver that turns into a zombie because like the zombie gas. That shit is fucking crazy. And like, you cut off its head, it's still biting. You cut off its arms, it's still moving around. You know what? That's a great movie. Fuck it, we ball. That's a great movie. And then of course, like, just the punks. That's awesome. We need more punks in movies. Killer Bean forever. It's a good movie. It's not the greatest thing in the world. Watching it for the first time, it's in like, this is amazing. Watching it on your like third, fourth watch is like, that's a pretty good movie. It's a fun, like, let's drink some beer, let's drink some alcohol, let's fucking watch this and laugh at it. And then like be like, oh my god, that was the coolest fucking thing ever. Yeah. Fury was recommended to me by my nephew. I'd say it's in the upper half of good. I wouldn't say it's great. Like, it's not like, oh my god, this is great. It's more like, that was really good. It's really good, but it's not great. There were just some things that I didn't like. Not that I didn't like them, but I was just like, I don't think this needs to be going on for so long. And I think he said we watched the extended cut, so maybe that's it. But the like little like lunch scene or dinner scene or whatever the fuck, with that family that fucking like dies almost immediately. I don't think that needed to be in there for so long. I think I would have liked to seen a little bit more of, I don't know, the world, I guess. I don't know what to call it. I'm saying world like it's like a fantasy, but this is World War II. But I'm gonna have to get a drink soon. Yeah, I don't know. It was a good movie. It was a really good movie. It's in the upper. I'd say it's probably better than. It's right around Prey. I like how it's shot. I really like the ending. The ending was really good. Surprisingly, it's a good Shia LaBeouf movie. he acts really good in that movie. Yeah, it was a good just watch. Overlord, I'd probably put right. I wouldn't say right behind it, but I'm gonna put it there just for ease. Overlord was pretty good. I think I'd want a little bit more it basically, and this is coming from somebody who isn't really a zombies player, so, but it's basically Nazi Zombies the movie, like COD Zombies the movie, just a little bit different. I love the villain in it. Like, I mean, the villain is, you know, that poster, and he looks fucking great. It's good, but it definitely could have been better. I'm gonna go get a drink real quick, and then we are gonna finish it off with 10, 15, 20 more movies. So yeah, I will be right back. Alright, we back. Let's finish this. Alright. The Thing. That's already going into holy shit, man. It's a personal favorite. It's my favorite horror movie of all time. It's my favorite horror movie of all time. I wouldn't say it's my favorite. I don't know how to describe it. It's not my favorite. I'll get to the other movie that you could say is my favorite horror movie, but I don't consider it a horror movie. It's more like it's a spooky movie. But yeah, I mean, you know, you've heard me talk about practical effects. This is the king of all practical effects. The stomach opening up, the autopsy scene, the blood test scene, the dogs. I mean, like, once again, what is there to say about The Thing that hasn't already been said? Yeah, it's the best. It's the best of the best. I don't think. I don't like. Is another thing I don't like to do. I don't like to be like, oh, it will never be beat. But like, I mean, come on. Like, I don't think the closest thing that's come close to it is Alien Romulus. I also realized, like, I didn't even talk about the ending of Alien Romulus. The alien mixed with the. Yeah, I didn't even talk about that, and that's probably people's favorite part about that movie, because the ending of that movie is fucking insane. I won't even spoil it. It's so good. Just go watch Alien Romulus, and then maybe just know a little bit about Prometheus before going in. But yeah, The Thing, great ass movie. In the Mouths of Madness is a John Carpenter movie that is about it's a Lovecraftian, it's like a love letter to a Lovecraftian horror. I would have preferred a little bit more out of the movie. It's not bad at all. I think it's actually pretty good. It might be my favorite other than The Thing. Might be my favorite John Carpenter movie. But some of it, I'm just like, I don't care for this. I'd have to watch Halloween 1 again, the original Halloween. But I mean, I love Lovecraftian horror, like actual like cosmic Lovecraftian horror, not just Cthulhu. You know, and what is it, Shadow of Innsmouth, like that type of stuff, or Shadow over Innsmouth, whatever it is. And that's kind of what this movie is. It's just like a creepy town, creepy stuff happens, weird shit happens, cosmic horror right at the end. And the ending's awesome. The end where he goes to the theater at the very end and he's watching himself or whatever happens. Like that's a great. It's a great like. I mean, it encapsulates Lovecraftian horror and Lovecraftian fiction like really well, because it's just like, oh well, I guess that sucks. Like you got fucked up. Like nobody wins. Yeah. Ooh. Ginger Snaps. Now, I love a good werewolf movie. I love a good werewolf. I love werewolves. And this is... I haven't watched very many werewolf movies, but this is the best one that I've seen. You know, I can't speak on all of the movie because obviously it's a movie clearly about was it puberty for women, puberty for young girls, but like it's taking the werewolf and like expanding upon that, like what it means to go through it, how it will change a person, how messy and how violent it can be for some people, and how delayed it can be. And the ending was way sadder than I thought it would be, and I don't know how there's sequels. I don't know, and people say the sequels are good, so I'm gonna watch them, but I don't know how there's sequels with how it ended. It's a really, like, it's a funny movie, it's a sad movie, it's a scary movie. It's really good. It's probably up there in my favorite horror movies. Maybe next year when I watch, hopefully I'll actually watch. I didn't get to watch a lot of horror movies, or as many as I did or as I wanted to in October, which maybe is a good thing because we'd probably be here for another 45 minutes. But yeah, that was a really good movie. I wouldn't, in a different year, I'd probably put this in the favorite 3 movies that I watch, but I have other movies that I need to, there's at least one other that I need to worry about being in that spot. So yeah, definitely give Ginger Snaps a fucking shot if you haven't. Scream 2 is all right. I don't hate Scream 2, and I think I'm in the minority because it sounds like people like Scream 2 than they like more than they like Scream 3. From what I remember, I have to rewatch it next year. I like Scream 3 better than Scream 2. It's not bad or anything. It's just like, it's whatever. The kills are good. They kill off my favorite character, so maybe that's why it's like a little bit lower. But yeah, I don't know. I just don't have too much to say about it. Yeah, that's really it. Now here's the other one that's my personal favorite. This is what I meant by The Thing is my favorite horror movie, but this movie is my favorite like spooky Halloween like horror-ish kind of movie, because it's not really a scary movie, but Trick or Treat is awesome. Like I just talked about how I love good werewolf movies, and it has my favorite werewolf transformation of all time in any media, any fiction, and the music that's going along with it too. Oh my god. And I didn't see it coming. Like, and this isn't the first time I watched it. I watched it last year, and I loved it just as much this year than I did last year. But I didn't know that was going to happen. That's all I'm gonna say. I probably shouldn't have even said like the werewolf thing if you haven't watched it. But like, what a good twist. And then the ending too, with the like this movie, know nothing about it. Know absolutely nothing about it. Watching it, and you will have a blast, because it's just like, what? That's that, and this is happening, and then, oh my god, what a good movie. It's just such a fun movie that you can tell. I don't know how there isn't a sequel, because you could make so many Trick or Treat sequels, but it's just a movie that you can tell, like, the person who made this movie, they love movies, they love Halloween, and I love them for it. All right. Getting towards the end here. Glory. That was a good movie. It's a historical movie. It's like a, it's like a not reenactment, but it's, I wouldn't say biography. I don't know. It's a historical movie. Yeah, it's a good movie. There's nothing really wrong with it that I can think of. But would I put it like as high as some of the other like best movies that I've watched this year? Probably not. But I'm glad I watched it. I'm glad it was a good movie to watch. If you want a random war movie, if you're looking for something like about the Civil War, that sort of era, it's probably I don't know Civil War movies. It's probably the best one there is out there. Correct me if I'm wrong, but yeah, it's a good movie. Gladiator. I'm gonna be honest. This is a really disappointing movie for me. It was just okay. It didn't help that the sound. Oh fuck! I just remembered 2 other movies. I'm glad I brought this up. Okay, I'll talk as I'm looking for the posters. What is it? Fuck. What are the movies called? Oh, Dead Man's Chest. Dead Man's Chest. Anyway. It didn't help that the movie had the soundtrack of Pirates of the Caribbean the entire time, which it is the Pirates of the Caribbean soundtrack is done by the same guy or something like that. I can't remember the exact story. But it's kind of, I'm gonna be honest, it's kind of a boring movie. It's not boring. It's just like, I don't know. It's just disappointing to me. Like, I was expecting more, like, for them to make a sequel now and be like, and people be like, oh my god, Gladiator 2. And also, it's a Ridley Scott movie. I love Ridley Scott. He did Blade Runner. He did fucking, was it Alien? But this was just like, oh, it's okay, I guess. Like, there, was it Kane brought it up when we were watching it? Like, the editing is a little, like, I don't know if I really fuck with it. It's a little out there, and I like out there type of editing for movies. Hold on, I'm looking up the. Give me 1 second. I gotta look up the posters for other movies. There we go. All right, sorry. So yeah, I don't know. It was just kind of just a whatever movie that I watched this year, and I'm happy I watched it, but I'm glad I didn't go see the sequel because apparently the sequel wasn't great. All right, time to right a wrong because I almost forgot 2 movies. I think we're now at 61 movies, something like that. If I can find the poster in this file. Come on. There it is. Okay. Of course it was at the very end. All right. Pirates of the Caribbean. I only watched the last 2 of this movie. I probably should have watched the first one again, but we just didn't have time to. Dead Man's Chest. I think yeah, I think it was pretty great. It's probably towards like the lower half of great. Not that it's bad or anything. It's just like it would have been way more elevated for me if I had watched the first one again. But I also feel like it could not be. It might be lower because I really like the first Pirates of the Caribbean. I've watched that one multiple times. This is the first time seeing the sequels. It's just another thing. Practical effects, like this. Out of all the movies that I watched this year, this is the one that I was thinking the most. They don't make movies like this no more. that was the one that I was thinking. That the most because they really don't make movies like that no more. And also the sequel too, I I think I liked it a little bit less. Probably. It's either that or they're like right next to each other. But if they're right next to each other, then they'll be in the top of good. But yeah, they're just. I wish I could say more. I wish I watched the first one because then I'd have a more emotional attachment and I'd probably be thinking on a deeper level about them. But from what I remember when we watched them, this is probably where they'd be. I liked Dead Man's Chest a little bit more than I like At World's End. But I think I like the climax of At World's End, or the ending of At World's End, better than what is it? Dead Man's Chest. I think At World's End is the last one, right? Like, or the one in the trilogy, the first original trilogy, or whatever. Like, I'm not thinking of the mermaid one or whatever, right? Whatever. Dragon Ball Superhero, personal favorite. Once again, shout out Akira Toriyama, R.I.P. Forever miss. This is Dragon Ball, man. Like, I know I was just talking about, like, earlier I was talking about, like, oh, like, the fights are what's important to Dragon Ball. And they are, but, like, this movie found a really good balance that I think Super wanted to try to find, but it couldn't. And maybe it just doesn't work in, like, a series. But I mean, I like Super. I like Dragon Ball Super. So, I don't know. But it's funny. Like, people love Dragon Ball. People love, like, original Dragon. People love original Dragon Ball. And then they watch Z, and I think most people like Z better than they do original Dragon Ball. And also, you know, when you think of Dragon Ball, original Dragon Ball, this is turning into me talking about Dragon Ball, so I'll wrap it up quick. But when people talk about original Dragon Ball being, like, better than Z, they usually talk about the King Piccolo and Piccolo Jr. stuff. And then, like, they don't, like, they talk about, you know, like, the mundane stuff, and they talk about the tournaments and all that. And I think Super tried to recapture that, and it didn't do great. But also, I think it did some of it just as good. But people watch Z. They go from Dragon Ball to Z. They're like, Z is awesome because of the fights. And then they watch Super and be like, I hate this. This is boring. It's just like, but you just said you, whatever. We're not talking about Dragon Ball. We're talking about movies. And that was basically the last, like, quote unquote normal movie that I watched this year. Not really, because there's one right at the end, which is going to be really important to talk about. But then we have the Polar Express. Now we're in the Christmas movies. There's a couple Christmas movies. So this was put on at my friend's request. That's what Christmas movies do you want to watch. They all said, we're watching Polar Express. I don't hate it anymore. But it's also just okay. Like, you know, you could call me a hater. But also, I mean, I think it's pretty safe to assume that I'm outside the target demographic for this to really grip me as a viewer. You know what I mean? Like, it's about Santa being real or not. I don't know if I'm really in that demographic, obviously, because Santa is real. So I don't know why they would make a movie even questioning that. That's kind of, you know, that's pretty fucked up. But yeah, it's just okay. It's not whatever. It's just okay. When I'd put it on again, I guess, but like not if I don't have people, like 3 other people that want to watch it. Like, otherwise I'm gonna be like, no, I'm good. Let's not watch that. Muppets Christmas Carol, however, is a personal favorite. It will always be a personal favorite. It is the greatest telling of a Christmas Carol, other than the Guthrie Theater's telling of it. So yeah, that's really all I have to say on it. You know, practical effects, obviously, it's fucking hilarious. It has Alfred as Scrooge. I mean, what else can he say? What else do you need in a movie? Right, I'm gonna skip over Mall Cop real quick because we'll get back to it and I'll call Cade. Because Mall Cop is actually gonna be, he might be like sleeper build, like in this whole situation. He might be the nigga to come in here and fuck everything up. National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation. I thought that was a good movie. It was the movie. I was just talking to my grandma about it. I saw my grandma today. Was it? That was one of their favorites. Like my grandma, grandpa, and my mom. Probably my uncle too. Probably my whole family. And you know, I didn't fucking understand it at all when I was a kid. And now I understand. I'm just like, yeah, I like this. It's just an adult. It's like a Christmas Story, but for like just for adults. I think A Christmas Story is better, definitely. A Christmas Story, if I watched that this year, that would be my personal favorites. Because that's my other favorite Christmas movie other than, what is it, Muppet Christmas Carol. But, yeah, it was a funny-ass movie. Like, some of it, I was just like, this is, you know, it's a little meandering. But I think that's kind of the point. It's just a day in the life of this weird-ass nigga's life. So, alright. I'm gonna call Kanan. We're gonna talk about. Well, hold on. Let me take a fucking sip of water, man. I've never yapped like this before. All right, before I call Kanan, actually. No. I'll call him Kanan now. It's just these two movies. The last two, I know. These are right here, -1 and Mad Max, but I already put those up here. So the last two are Paul Blart, Mall Cop, and Apocalypse Now. Yeah, I'm gonna call Kanan here. We're gonna talk about Mall Cop, cause man, that's the one to really fucked shit up. Kane answers. Don't tell me he's not gonna answer for Paul Blart Mall Cop, nigga. There you go. There he is.
Oh, true. Are you doing Mall Cop right now?
Yeah, or peak Blart.
Blart, they're coming.
Blart on the way to the airport. You know, I was a little disappointed because I thought his character had way more to do with the fucking movie, but I guess
Yeah,
not.
me too. I swear, I'm like, is that it? That's all he does? Okay, then.
Low key though, this could fuck up the personal 3 favorite movies I watched this year, because that was an insane. It's going to my personal favorites. Easily going to my personal favorites. I was talking to my grandma today. I was like, this is kind of like it's like SpongeBob, where like you watch it as a kid and it's funny, but then you watch it as an adult and it's like, this is the greatest
So
thing
many
of all
things,
time.
like, did that really just happen in this? Okay, I guess it did.
Like, nigga, the fucking him getting drunk off the margaritas during the nacho eating
I don't
contest
drink.
with some other fat nigga, and then he gets a tattoo and he gets the Loch Ness Monster and he gets the like, oh my god.
Yep. And the whole movie is like, you can't get with her, you fat, what's it called? Ah, she's never gonna date you.
And then the green card thing, or like mom left you for
That
the
is
green.
the craziest
That's
thing about the
insane.
first
You
movie.
can't do that. You can't make movies like that. It's the woke left. Like, oh my god. What the fuck? It's probably like one of the funniest movies I've ever seen, and I'm shocked. I'm shocked that it has such a low rating.
Unfortunately, it's kind of crazy they only made one movie, and that was it.
That's really sad that they made only one.
They didn't capitalize off the success.
What I need them to do is to make a sequel. Pretends. Well, a sequel didn't happen, so they're gonna make a sequel, but like, make him like John Wick. Just like, just gotta go back to the mall one more time, and it's like super serious, but it's just like this fat nigga being John Wick.
He's gotta run into a minivan again.
Yeah, I know that movie by the back of my hand, but like I forgot so many sequences from it, like that.
And I still remember my favorite scene though.
Scuba Dooby Doo. Like, that movie is iconic. People meme about it all the time, but like genuinely, it's a good movie. Like, it's not a bad movie. It is. I will say, like what Tyler was saying is completely true. Like, was this written by a middle schooler? It is like,
Yep.
especially the villain. The villain is one of the worst.
He's skateboarding motherfuckers.
I'm the leader. Okay, nigga. Yeah, okay.
Trust me, I'm actually their leader. As he puts on a trench coat.
Yeah, I don't know. That's a little much, but that also just like makes it funny. Like that just like that, like how like shittily. When you said it was written by fucking or it was like produced by Adam Sandler, like he like had something to do with it, I'm like, oh, that makes
Forgot about the bully that's part of like the SWAT team. Like, didn't I used to bully you in high school, Blark?
And then he's the bad guy. I don't know why he was the bad guy then. I don't know.
I forgot about that. That's how forgettable that is.
I don't know if he like hijacked, like he's just like, I want the money to go to the Cayman Islands, or if like he was in on it the whole time, but like also why would he be there and doing whatever? It's just. I think my favorite part of the movie is before everything pops off. Like, just him living his, like, stupid-ass fucking life. Like, the scene where he's just, like, where his mom is like, do you want pie? And he's just like, no, I think I'm good for tonight. And he's like, nah, of course I want pie. Of course I do.
He keeps his head around the corner. If you were to make it, you would have to.
And he's, like, slathering fucking peanut butter and shit. What a fucking mean movie. Like, it's just a mean movie, but it's so funny. Okay. I'm gonna need to be alone in this for a while, because I'm going to have to figure out, I'm gonna have to do some fucking science and magic. I'm gonna have to Doctor Doom this shit to figure out how I'm gonna figure out my top 3. So
damn.
Yeah. All right. I'll call you back. I'll call you and Justin back at the very end.
All right.
All right. Bye-bye. All right. Before I get into where to put this movie, I also have to get into where to put Apocalypse Now, because I just watched that on Thursday night. And oh my fucking God. Like, wow. This movie is so fucking good, Lois. Like, okay. Let me start by saying I watched the theatrical cut. I still have to watch Redux, and I still want to watch the final cut too. I know theatrical cut out a lot of stuff that's in Redux. I mean that, that's just the nature of movies. But I can't say, I know this sounds like mysterious and stuff, but I literally cannot say why this movie is important right now, but it's just a very important thing. It's not like in real life. It's just like, it's something that I'm technically working on. Nothing that anybody on this YouTube nothing that will be on YouTube to see, but I'm working on something that it makes this movie very important. I know you can be like, oh, it's based on a book, so it makes the story not as important, but it also, like, taking the book of, which I also, okay, I'm gonna, right now, I'm gonna put this up here. The tier list is basically done for right now. But what I'm debating on is where to put Paul Blart Mall Cop could be in my top 3, but so could Apocalypse Now, because I ordered the fucking book that this is based on, Apocalypse Now. I ordered, was it Heart of Darkness? I don't remember the last time that has happened, where I've ordered. Can you even see my screen? Or not see my screen, but like see what I'm. No, you can't. There you go. I can't remember the last time that's happened, or if that has ever happened. I mean, part of the reason is because I'm like, oh, this is a pretty short book. It's only like 100, 200 pages. But like, from a filmmaking standpoint, and I still have to watch the documentary, and I really wish I got a chance to before I made this tier list, because I have a hunch that if I watch the documentary, it would knock out one of these knock out one of my favorite 3. Because I mean, you can just tell by watching the fucking movie that the amount of helicopters on screen, the shit that's happening in the background, the people running around, the environments, the once again character work, the lighting, the fucking light, especially towards the end of the movie, the very end of the movie. I mean, if you look up a poster for this movie, especially the final cut, you'll know what scene it's like. You know what scene is fucking important. And I mean, I'll just say it, like his eyes fucking peering out of the water. That is insane. That, like, it is one of the most beautiful movies I've ever seen. It's one of the most nastiest movies I've ever seen. It's a very introspective movie. I think it's weird. When I think about the movies that I like, at least originally, I think that's kind of changed now, especially after seeing this movie. I don't consider myself, at least I didn't consider myself someone being like, I love war movies. Like that really wouldn't have been like a favorite of mine, but this is, I love Full Metal Jacket, and this is Full Metal Jacket on fucking LSD. Just the way it deconstructs soldiers, it deconstructs violence, how far is too far, what is too far, and how far is too far when everyone else around you is also just doing the same thing. Except when they're doing it, it's official, and that makes it okay, quote unquote. Acting fucking incredible. Robert Duvall, like holy shit. It was a fucking experience to watch it. And see, this movie, and it's funny because I can't say, but I guess I'll say I watched this movie for the same reason I watched Fight Club, and it's everything I wanted Fight Club to be. Isn't a deconstruction of violence and just what violence means. Is violence okay? Yeah, what a crazy ass movie. Now, this is where it gets tough. And I'm thinking, I was thinking about it as I was talking there. And it's gonna make me really sad. Oh, but I think because one of these is going in. Mall Cop, it's either going to be Mall Cop or Apocalypse Now for right now. That's going in there but I might have a way to do this. Hold on. Unfortunately, I think I'm going to have to take out The Night Comes For Us. But it is at the very top, like it think of that fucking what is it? That image of the dude like digging for diamonds and he stops like right before the diamonds. That's what this movie is. Like it's digging, it's it's about to be in top 10 movies. But it just can't be because there's so many other good movies. It's the same thing for favorite movies I watched this year. It definitely is like right behind whatever these top 3 are going to be. But it isn't in my top 3. It just can't be because I've just watched so many good movies this year. Right now, I'm going to say it's probably going to be Apocalypse Now for favorite movie that I watched, that's going to replace it. But what I have to think about is did I enjoy watching Apocalypse Now more than I enjoyed watching Mall Cop? Would I have enjoyed it if I wasn't like working on something or like trying to learn some stuff from Apocalypse Now right now? I'm not sure. It's like I'm asking these questions and I'm the only one that could answer them. It's unfortunate. Okay, this is I'm gonna start to break some rules. So what I'm gonna do The reason why this says movies of the year is that Furiosa was my favorite movie that came out this year. I even tested it. I didn't get to rewatch Romulus, unfortunately. I didn't get to rewatch it before this because I don't even know if it's out on digital. I'd assume it is. But I don't know. I didn't know where I could find it if it is. But yeah, it's definitely my favorite movie of the year. It's probably my favorite movie. It's hard to say it's my favorite movie of all time because I'm learning so much about my taste in movies. Or I've learned so much about my taste in movies this year. But the reason I have movies of the year is because I also got to pick a favorite movie that didn't release this year that I watched this year. Because, I mean, I've watched, it's 61 movies. So one has got to be on top. That isn't Furiosa, because I think that, that isn't fair. Hold on. Jesus Christ. I need to mute myself for a second. I need more water or something. Give me a sec. Okay. Sorry. I yap when I'm this passionate about something. But for a movie that didn't come out this year, I'm gonna move this up here. We're gonna drum roll this. Hold on. Let me. Where's that? Let me change. Oops. Hold on. There we go. I didn't spell that correctly. Hold on. That's way too long of a drum roll. Okay. Let me make sure. It might get loud real quick. We'll see. But for the movie that I think is my favorite that didn't come out this year, that I still watched this year, out of these four, out of Alien Romulus. Or no, Alien Romulus came out this year. Out of The Exorcist 3, Apocalypse Now, and Mall Cop. My movie of the year out of those is The Exorcist 3. Which leaves the favorite three movies that I watched this year to Alien Romulus, Apocalypse Now, and Paul Blart, Mall Cop. Yes, fucking sir. It's gotta be up there. Paul Blart's I had to move The Exorcist 3. Because The Exorcist 3 was it was like Apocalypse Now, but I'm like, wow. It was more of a surprise. Because I knew Apocalypse Now was good, right? Because I've heard people talk about Apocalypse Now. I think my fucking grandpa watched Apocalypse Now, but The Exorcist 3, I never heard anybody talk about it except for that Red Letter Media. It was just a side thing. It's yeah, this is a good movie. That's probably one of my favorite movies. It's good. And I'm like, huh? What? Game of the year. Where's Jeff Keighley at? Yeah, what an amazing story told. Once again, you could say, "Oh, it's because it's based off a book," but the book doesn't have acting. It doesn't have fucking. Of course, now I'm forgetting his name. What is his name? Fucking Brad Dourif. It doesn't have the Legion. Doesn't have Brad Dourif. Legion doesn't have the fucking main actor. I probably should have looked at his name, but the main character, fucking freaking the fuck out. Understandably freaking the fuck out at the horrible situations that he's having to go through. Incredible movie. From start to finish. The scenes, especially every scene when they go into the cell that Brad Dourif's character is being held in. It's just sad. It's gut-wrenching. Part of me, it was damn, it's making me re-question like faith, and it gave me more of a respect for faith, like in general. I'm like, not that I was on that type of like Reddit timing, like religion is bad, or like I wasn't on that type of timing to begin with, but like I was like, oh my god, like I get it now. It's kind of sad that it takes a movie for me to get there, but you know, yeah, it is. I think it's a really important movie, especially like now, with all like the bad shit happening in the world. It's about a man just like unraveling like the worst parts of humanity. Next in my favorite 3 movies I watched is Alien Romulus with. I mean, you can go back and listen to me yap about, like, I went scene by fucking scene. This had to be up there for movies that I watched this year, especially like if Furiosa didn't come out this year, this would easily be up there. But Furiosa, I mean, you know, I have bias for Furiosa because I've been waiting so fucking long for Furiosa. Maybe I needed Furiosa to be good, and it just was that good. Like I said, the more enjoyable theater experience was Alien Romulus. But if Furiosa had a packed theater, I feel like that wouldn't be true at all. Like, I feel like people would be popping off. Because, I mean, even of just me and my friends being in there watching Furiosa, we were popping off. Like, I think of the fucking, like, the scene, obviously, the war rig scene where they're chasing on the motorcycle and then they take out a parachute, and that parachute also has a fucking, like, paraglider or whatever the fuck, like, fan on the back of it. Like, oh my god. I still remember the way that Justin tapped my shoulder. I looked at, like, everybody, and, like, we were like, oh shit. Like, that, incredible. Apocalypse Now, once again, it's just deconstruction on what it means to be a soldier, what violence means, how far is too far. It's also just a great, once again, it's right under Exorcist. It's funny how it happens, but once again, you could say like, oh, it's because the book is so good. Well, the book isn't in that setting. The book doesn't apply to now as much as, I mean, this is about the Vietnam War, probably one of the most important and also most pointless wars in the world, which it just goes with the theme. It goes with the pointlessness of violence, but how important pointless violence is in society at like every day. You could remake Apocalypse Now over and over and over again because of what war is, what war does to us, what war means to us. Insane movie. And just, I mean, insane movie on, hopefully I'll get a chance to talk about it when I watch it, but the documentary, I'm gonna watch that some point soon, about the making of this movie, because I mean, you hear about it and they were gonna use like real corpses and shit, apparently. Like that's crazy. That's fucking crazy. You could just tell by it's just one of those movies that you can look at and just like, man, this probably was like this is a human achievement that this movie exists. Similar to Paul Blart Mall Cop, probably the greatest human achievement of all time. Genuinely might be in my top 10 movies of all time. Like I said, I use the SpongeBob analogy. Great when you're a kid, even better when you're an adult. Like the fucking the neurons were being activated watching this movie. They were firing off when I was watching. I had to go to the bathroom. I've seen this movie a million fucking times. I had to go to the bathroom. I was like, hold on, pause the movie. Like, wait, hold on, I gotta wait to watch this scene, and then I'll go to the bathroom. Like, I haven't had a movie do that to me in a long time. It's really a good movie. I know it sounds insane. Paul Blart. This is a crazy ass picture. Just these top 5 up here. Paul Blart Mall. But I mean, just look at him. Look at how proud he is up there, like in the fucking clouds. I don't know why, like the picture of him looks like he's in fucking heaven, but like, He's standing proud up there, up above the rest. Signature look of authority from Paul Blart, the Mall Cop. That is my list. We'll go down it. I just did those three, so we'll go from holy shit, man, probably a personal favorite. The Night Comes for Us. Like I said, it's right at the tail. It's right there. Like, it would be right up there if Paul Blart Mall Cop, if I didn't watch that this year. Godzilla -1 minus color. It can't be up here. Like, last year, it would be my personal favorite movie of the year, and that's in my top 10 movies. But, you know, it can't be. It didn't come out this year, technically, and it is just a black and white remake. Not remake, but, you know, it's just, it is just black and white, but it's also more than black and white. You heard me talk about it at the very beginning of the stream. Lord of the Rings 2 Towers, Starship Troopers, Gran Turismo, genuinely a really great movie. It's a really sad movie sometimes. It's a really fucked up movie. Like, there's one moment, and it's a real life shit too. It's based on a true story. But yeah, it's a good movie. I don't know why they decided to market it the way they did. I know this track, but man. Blade Runner 2049. Don't even have to say anything. Those are my two favorite movies of all time, right next to, like I said, Mad Max and Fury Road, or Mad Max, Fury Road, and Furiosa go together the same way that I put both Blade Runner movies together. They're amazing on their own, but when they're together, they are the greatest. Aliens, Terminator 2, The Thing, Ginger Snaps, Trick or Treat, Dragon Ball Super Superhero, and The Muppets Christmas Carol. And then, oh wow, that was great, Django Unchained, The Batman, Fellowship of the Ring, Return of the King, Dawn of the Planet of the Apes, War for the Planet of the Apes, Alien, The Killer, Dragon Ball Super Broly, The Return of the Living Dead, Dead Man's Chest. Good movie. I'd watch that again. At World's End, 28 Days Later, Prey, Fury, Overlord, Rise of the Planet of the Apes, Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes. I'd probably put that a little bit higher than that one. I'm not going to order this. That would take too fucking long, but The Road Warrior, Mad Max 2, Resurrection F, El Camino, The Terminator, Terminator Salvation, Killer Bean Forever, From the Mouse of Madness, or In the Mouse of Madness, whatever it is. Glory, National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation. That's crazy. Hold on. I might have to reorder some of this now I'm looking at this. Yeah, okay. Hold on. Zodiac is going in good. That's kind of crazy for me to put that there. Was it The Exorcist in It's Whatever / It's Alright? That's more alright than whatever. True Grit, more alright than whatever. Magnificent Seven, right in the middle of whatever / It's alright. Dune, I'm gonna be honest, for me, it's whatever. But if I watched Dune 2, this could look like a whole different list, low-key. Halloween 4, it's whatever. Scream 2, right in the middle between it's alright and whatever. Gladiator 2, kind of the same thing. And then Polar Express, it's whatever. Finally. Or not finally, but rather not watch again. The Searchers, I'd rather not watch it again. Battle of the Gods, I don't need to watch this movie ever again. There's nobody that I'm showing Dragon Ball to recently, unless I have a fucking kid. Like, I don't care to watch it again. It's a boring movie. I'm sorry. That's just the way it is. Wake up, Joe Biden. Wake up. Fight Club, disappointing movie. I really wish it could look like it would be up here with fucking Paul Blart Mall Cop, but it's not. It really disappointed me, and it made me sad, and it made me hate it because how disappointed I was. Deadpool and Wolverine, Man, I'm sorry, but it's just slop. I can't say that it's doo-doo dog shit, but like, I can say it is. Oh, it's taking everything in me to not put it in there. You know what, man? Like, it's a golden piece of doo-doo dog shit. I'm really sorry. Like, I don't. Just disappointing. Like, you could have done so much more. Yeah, it's everything that I feared Marvel movies would become after No Way Home ends. Look where we are now. And it somehow earns like $1 billion fucking dollars. Whatever. Then we have Cookie Woman. Halloween 5, and the worst movie I watched this year easily was Alien 3. What the fuck was Alien 3? I don't even know. So yeah, that is my list. I'm gonna call both my nephew and Kane in. If they pick up, that's cool. If they don't, that's cool too. Yeah, give me 1 second. I will do that. Let me put the music on before I do that really quick. Alright. Well, that music is way too loud.
Wow, the tier list is insane.
I'm sorry.
I have a few words for you, sir.
I'm sorry. I know.
Show me some.
I know. There was some choices.
I know that might sound bad.
I know. I know that might sound bad. I know there is some choices at the end there. One in particular that you might not be pretty fond of, but you know.
I mean, as I take back on it and reflect it more on Deadpool Wolverine, I haven't like rewatched like the full movie because it's like.
Yeah, did you only rewatch the opening?
I only opening because the opening is so good. And,
I will agree with you there. I really like the opening, but
and
I want to hear
what
do you have to say about it. What do you have to say?
So I get where a lot of people are coming from about this movie. How like it's just a cash grab. It is a cash grab. I will admit to that. But for me, as an X-Men fan, I've always been looking at because you know I rewatched the movies. It's like of Logan, you know, the original like movies, like the X-Men and everything, and I'm like, dude, I'm sick of fucking looking at black leather, bro. That's the like we're not in the Matrix. Like I will say this, and there was a point where it's like they chose a really good actor as Wolverine. They really chose the best actor. Like no one could replace him. Like it's like with Johnny. It's like with Johnny Depp. And now to think about it, we finally get a movie with Deadpool and Wolverine. Like I can think of like Deadpool and Spider-Man. Like that could be good.
Right.
But we don't know where that's gonna go with. And
nobody knows what the fuck is happening with Spider-Man.
Exactly. But like to continue on from like, oh shit, like it makes it appreciative who like Hugh Jackman is as Wolverine, because you know in the movie he says you're the best Wolverine, like you're the only best Wolverine, and that that's golden. And I thought those two were gonna die at that. I'm like, there's no way these fuckers are gonna die at then. Like there is no way. And like finally him getting the mask on, like the yellow and blue suit. I even wore the costume and it felt so amazing. Like it makes me admire the movie a little bit more than that it is. How like, you know, the story is, because the story is it's like
the brother story is ass.
Yeah, I don't.
Because it's like what was the point if your world wasn't it got
Yeah.
saved, but like it went back to normal. You weren't fixing
Yep,
anything.
he's not even in the MCU. Yeah, I'm finally in the MCU.
Yeah,
is he?
like nothing. They didn't change the status quo at all, and then I don't know, like Wolverine kind of just walks off, which is good. But I kind of would have preferred a walk into the sunset rather than a walk. He kind of just, it just felt like just exit stage left. That's what it felt like.
But it admired and showed respect to the actor Hugh Jackman.
You know,
and
yeah, you know what? I'm gonna take it out of doo-doo dog shit. I'm being a little mean. It is the end of the Fox universe. It is a love letter to all of that.
Because like if you really think about it, yes, the movie's dog shit. But like if you take a closer and a look at it, like how it is, it's like damn, like it doesn't like piss on Wolverine. It's like it gave the people what they wanted, like for a very long time. Even I waited for someone, you know, like finally this motherfucker wears the yellow and blue.
Yeah.
And like them fighting all the other dead, that was amazing. Like I know it was just a pointless fight, but it showed like, you know, it has just, you know, it just gives a little love to it instead of like, cause I think they were just focusing on like, they didn't give a shit about the story. They
Yeah,
didn't give a shit about.
I will say
The
it could've
Deadpool and
been-
Wolverine were good. The rest of the movie was like, yeah.
It
Plus-
really could have been way worse. I mean, because you're right, that Deadpool, like where they were fighting all the Deadpools, they could have just been fighting just like random. Which this is the issue that for a lot of the movie are just fighting like random, just like people like in that wasteland or whatever. I mean, there are like some like cool stuff. Where it's like I know that character, but it's just like some of the characters.
Cassandra
like,
Nova's a freak for some reason.
I don't
That's
like her
weird.
as a villain. I don't know why she was in the movie as the villain.
I don't either.
It
It's
felt
people
like it could have
suspect
been
it.
way more personal.
Yep.
And like just do fucking Magneto again. Do anybody else? I don't like.
Yeah, this is the Deadpool third
Magneto would have made
Remember that,
sense.
like the villain of his third movie is who?
Like it's weird because the second movie, like the quote unquote villain is like that kid or whatever, but he's not really like. I felt more emotionally attached to him, even though he's just some like dumbass kid. Than like, you know, like it's the Charles Xavier's sister. You would think it would be way cooler, way better, but it's just like I don't care. Like I care way more about that kid. Like going to like it teaches a lesson. It's just like you don't need to fucking like kill these people and shit. Like also they deserve to die. So like, you know, I don't know. Like there's more. I like 2 way better than I like 3, but I guess
Who
it's
is the
not,
best one?
It's not doo-doo dog shit. It's just
The
it was
cameos, the cameos were amazing. Like Channing Tatum as Gambit. You know how long I've been waiting for
Almost
this?
all of them were
The neck
amazing.
of
I
my
didn't
name
give
was
a shit about Elektra. I don't even know what that is.
I didn't give a shit either. But like Blade coming back, that shit
Blade
was amazing.
cool.
Because I've seen
There's
the
only
Blade
ever
movies.
been one Blade. There's only gonna be one Blade.
Exactly. And what do you else call it? It's like finally we're now gonna get a chance. I'm hoping that we get a Gambit movie because Channing Tatum did perfect.
Yeah, I hope so.
He did so perfect. But no, that movie, it's okay.
Lord,
it's
I
not
forgot.
like-
X-23 did not need to be in that movie. Why was he in
that's what
that
I was gonna
movie?
bring up. I
yeah,
will say
I didn't-
one cameo that actually made me, if anything, it made me mad that she was in the movie because like that was a really to go from the fucking emotional roller coaster that is Logan, and especially that ending, and they choose to bring her back and like she puts on the like the way that they're like, look, she's got the sunglasses back on. I'm like, okay, like I guess I don't. Those are kids. First of all, those are kids' sunglasses. Those wouldn't fit her. Second of all, it's just like they brought her back to kind of. She did have the conversation with Wolverine, but like I kind of would have preferred low-key if like it was just about her becoming the new Wolverine in the MCU. I don't, and like maybe get.
To be
I
honest,
would have, I think I figured it out. I wish it would have been reversed. I wish the Wolverine in Deadpool and Wolverine would have been her and him being like, "What the fuck? Like, you're not the Wolverine that I know." And then towards the end, the cameo, Wolverine that we know is the cameo, like Hugh Jackman. I wish he was just a cameo, and that was his like last send off at the end. But that is not.
Personally, I don't like X-23. If I'm going to be honest with you, she's
alright. This was good for Logan, and that was it.
Like Logan, pretty cool, but like, I can't like you can't make me like her because it's like she has no personality, as Tyler would say. She really doesn't. She really fucking doesn't.
She didn't really speak that much in the first one, like she does, but not really.
I think that's why I wanted her to like. I wanted them to convince me, because I thought that's what they were gonna do with the MCU. I thought it was gonna be like, this is the new Wolverine.
No, the MCU don't know what they're doing.
Yeah,
with
I think that's what they
X-Men,
should do. Like, I think the MCU should be used to see like how many legacy characters they can get in and get like if they're gonna do, you know, Ghost Rider, they'll probably do Robbie Reyes. I mean, we're gonna pretend that they didn't.
Well, they did that.
No, they didn't. 40-year-old man's Robbie Reyes.
Nicolas Cage.
Yeah,
Nicolas Cage, you know. Best Ghost Rider.
But I don't know. They should. I thought that's what they were gonna do. And to be fair, I don't think it is fair to rate a movie on what I think they should have done rather than what it is. But unfortunately, what it was disappointing to me, and just a lot of.
Also, that dog shit scene where he goes and talks to Happy and to like join the Avengers. That dog.
Hey, I like that. I like that scene.
I don't.
No, it's
That scene is nuts.
I thought that
because
I
it's
thought
like
that scene was funny.
because it's like Deadpool doesn't like want to join a team. Like deadass, he does his own thing. Why the fuck would he need to join a team to feel important?
Yeah.
Deadpool doesn't give a shit what he thinks about himself. He just does what he does.
It felt like such a weird tonal shift. Cause see, that's the thing. Like, people write off Deadpool 1 and 2. It's just like, oh, it's just a funny like joke movie. Like, that's all it is. But like, those are some of the saddest like superhero movies.
Hey, as my first time watching it, I'm like, dang, it's like crazy.
Like,
it isn't just funny.
Especially 2. 2 is fucking like his fucking wife dying and like just all like when you think he's about to die I thought he was gonna die in 2. I thought it was like, this is it. Like, oh my god, what the fuck? Obviously he didn't, but like those are really sad movies. I didn't feel that sadness watching 3. At least I don't think I did. Maybe I felt sad, you know, the scene where Wolverine's fucking going off on Deadpool. I think that's my favorite scene in the movie. The one where they're in the van.
That was.
Yeah.
Yep.
You gotta keep a goddamn stripper in a relationship.
Yeah. like that.
I'm
that's
gonna
a really
fight
good
you
scene.
now.
I wish I would have seen more of that. Like just those two. Instead of, look at these guys. Like, isn't this cool? You guys know this guy from other movie. You should clap now. And that's what a lot of it was. I think, like, you know how in No Way Home, the scenes where Andrew shows up, like, in the theater, like, it's paced well because every's clapping and screaming. But then if you watch it at home, it's just him, like, blankly.
Bad at home.
He's staring at the screen, like, blankly for, like,
That's
10
why I haven't rewatched that movie. It's just like, I can't watch that.
I feel like if you watch the cameo scene, like the reveal at home, it's just gonna be like, okay, it's just them walking in slow motion for 2 minutes. Nice. Yeah,
Even with Tobey Maguire's cameo.
Yeah, that one too. It's just silence for, which it's cool, but like when you watch it at home, it's just like they need to edit it or something. They need to have a home version.
I feel like here's what they should do for like future movies out there. When they do cameos, make that like the director's cut, like for release in movie theaters. But when you get the original movie, it's like, okay, now you're not in theaters, you're watching at home. So here's
It's too bad they spend way too much money on cameos, and they would never do that.
Yeah.
Bringing Robert Downey Jr. back and Chris, what's his face?
Yeah, they
how
never,
much money they spent on
make
that.
him Doctor Doom or anything, right? Like,
Yeah, that'd be crazy.
Other than
I'd hate
Deadpool-
them 3,000 if they did that.
Other than Deadpool and Wolverine, is there any other comments that you guys would like to make on? I know Justin, it broke my heart to put that tumor in her head.
I don't
Dude,
want
it
to hear
broke my
it.
heart.
I don't.
Oh,
Compared to okay. This is gonna be my case. Watching Paul Blart was goated. Like I've
It
watched that
was!
movie. It's good. It's good. Don't get me wrong.
Uh-huh.
But there's compared to like Night Becomes For Us, I felt more uncomfortable watching Paul Blart than Night Becomes For Us. Here's why. When he ate that candy off the floor,
Okay, that's the worst
Trying to-
scene in the movie. That's the worst scene.
and then like him like trying to like rizz up a girl, like that shit was
Oh, that's
ass.
funny. Justin. That's
It
so
is so,
No,
it's
that's-
so funny.
It's
It's
so fucking funny.
stupid.
And that's why it's so funny, because it's just like it's just like, let's do the dumbest fucking movie ever, and it's so because it's just mean towards fat people. It's like one of the meanest movies ever.
Yes.
Like,
When he like body shames that one girl, like I struggle
Yeah,
with
like,
weight
body-
too, and then he gets his ass.
and then like it's just like, oh, like what would this like mall cop be doing? Like, I mean, it starts off by him like, he's like, oh, I have hypoglycemia, I can't pass my police exam, and then it's just like, oh, what would he be doing the night before fucking Thanksgiving while everybody's out at like a restaurant? Oh, he'd be with another fat nigga doing a nacho eating contest where he over drinks because he's like, oh, these are too spicy for me because I'm a fucking white guy.
And he drinks the whole
And
margarita,
he drinks a
like
pitcher
what
of
the fuck?
lemonade, and then he just
And then one
He
of
goes
his,
up to
like
the
he
girl and
puts
says, "I
fruit
told
in one
my
of his
mom
friends'
about
mouth.
that's my favorite scene of the movie, where he just fucking starts going crazy being drunk, and he
Yep.
he does like the dive bomb off the stage, and he just starts fucking having like a stroke.
Yep.
That was incredible. If we want to talk about my scenes of the year, that might be
Yep.
up there in the upper thing. Like, oh my
But
god.
The unnecessary parkour in that movie is so fucking stupid.
How very
Like, I wanted to see, like, if I want to see parkour in a fucking movie, I'll go watch Spider-Man, not
Tony Hawk or
this.
something.
The villain was stupid.
You're the villain.
Like-
I'm the leader. Okay.
Pulls out a trench coat.
Like, it does make sense, like, I feel like a 5th grader or 6th
A
grader,
Happy
like,
Meal
really made
and
that
silence.
movie. Like, dead ass. And that's one of the things, like, it's really, like, I would rewatch it, but it's just some of those scenes just make me
They're just too hard to
uncomfortable.
watch.
You just
They're
haven't
like-
watched it enough times as me and Tier has, so like you can just get
Yeah,
past
I've
them.
like, I mean, that's the reason why it's up there. Like, it is. Like, it wouldn't be in my top 10 if I haven't watched it so many times.
Exactly.
Like, if that was my first time watching it, I'd probably be like, this is fucking hilarious, but it probably wouldn't be in my top 10 movies of all time. But, like this shit means something to me,
It
man.
really does.
What about your opinions on Furiosa? How do you guys feel about that?
I like Furiosa. I think it was, like, after watching, like, you showed me Peak, you know, like, Mad Max and shit.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I like
Like,
it more
now...
or less than Fury Road.
Oh...
It's your opinion. I think both are valid. For like,
You already know how I
Both-
feel.
yeah, I know what you think.
Both are really good. It's just... What do you call it? It's... Like, rewatching, like... I think where it like it's a prequel, obviously, and prequels always do good sometimes. I think I like the Mad Max Fury Road better than Furiosa because it makes more sense where it's like a guy is like, you know, trying to survive, and then, you know, like he actually like saves the day. But like to a prequel, it's like, okay, it's gonna continue from that movie, and we're gonna show her side of the story, and it's like, that's cool and all, but like, I kind of want to see like what else goes with it, or like, you know. And that's a really good thing about prequels. It's like, yes, like what was her story? What was her like side of view of it was, you know? I did love the action, like from fucking Furiosa. It was
like I said, I always
like
think
the
about
biker scene when I tapped on your shoulder. I'm like, bro, look at that.
Oh, I forgot about that. Jesus.
And then compared to like, yeah, we're gonna have a shot off, you know, where he kills everybody, but we don't get to see it. So we just, that's how badass he is. Like, I'm like, well, okay, all right.
In Mad Max, in Fury Road, yeah, I know what you mean.
Both are amazing, but I like the first one better.
They are
Furiosa is very good though. I can't think of a bad scene from Furiosa. I only think like that scene was gas.
Like it is. I don't know. Like it is paced weird, but it's weird in a way that fits the movie. Like it's
like it's
a
good.
lot. It's
good.
very calm. Like it's a very. I guess the word I'd use to describe it is like monotone. Like it's like monotone action. Even the action sequences, like the biker scene with the parachute. There's no music during that part. There's no soundtrack. The soundtrack only kicks in when bad stuff starts happening. During Fury Road, it's a no, like the entire time, which isn't bad. That's a good thing too. Like they're just very different, like levels of action, and I appreciate them for that.
The villain, what's his name, Thor or whatever, Dementis, goated,
Dementis.
raw.
That's probably
raw.
That's probably my villain of the year as well. Just like the way that his costume kept changing, and he kept like changing his name because of it. It would just happen. Like the fucking was it like the flare that went off, like the smoke flare? And then it was like Dementis the Red. I was like, okay, I guess we're just rolling with this shit.
And he had a cape.
Yeah, he had a cape, and the cape like got dark. Oh my god, that is costume design heaven, especially a nigga that rubs his nipples.
That's my least favorite character. I know I make fun of that character all the time.
Yeah, I hate it too.
But like, it's hard to look at. Yeah. Like, dude, what makes you think you're that like?
And he's like a prime minister or something in Australia. Like that's insane.
I saw that on Mr. Sunday Movies. Yep.
I think my favorite thing about Furiosa was, yeah, it has to be like Thor being like a villain.
Yeah.
And shit.
The fact that he went from Thor, whatever that trash is, to playing that, it's like,
I also think that this is probably a controversial opinion. I think that her car is like not way cooler, but I think it's cooler than Max's car. Her whole car and whole get up at the end, that shit was insane. That whole ending thing. I mean, the movie even did it itself. It was just like, you know, like how did she kill him or whatever. But like during that entire thing, it's like, what is she gonna do to this nigga? Is she gonna like just shoot him? Is she? I thought what she was gonna do is just follow him until he dies of like starvation and thirst. That is probably like the scariest fucking, because all you can see are her eyes, and she's just following him in that like black thing. And when he tries to run like towards her, she just backs up the car because she knows that he doesn't have the strength to even like try to catch her. Like, oh my god! And that scene where it's drifting on the sand dune. Oh, it's unique. Anything else before I end this?
Kane, how do you feel about Pirates of the Caribbean being like on right there? Because
where
I know
is it
you and me.
Look.
Like I put those aren't bad places. One isn't great, one isn't good. Those are good places for them to be. It's just like I said, it's not. If I just want to hear his opinion. If I were to watch the first one, they'd probably be higher. Like the Dead Man's Chest would probably be in personal favorite, and At Road's End would probably be in great. But I don't know. they were just good and great movies to me. But what
They were great, but it's not Lord of the Rings. Like that's like one of the like my favorite thing. Like if I had to pick Lord of the Rings or Pirates, I'd say Lord of the Rings. Like that was just like raw.
That's probably where I'm at with that too.
Mm-hmm.
I think it also is because like I knew Pirates of the Caribbean was good, but then I hated what is it, Lord of the Rings so much that I rubber banded so violently in the other direction.
Yep.
I watched it. But you think that's it? How did you guys feel about Scream 2? Because like I said, that's how I feel about it.
There was parts at the end where I was confused. I don't remember. I just remember being confused at like the end or something.
About what? Like the killers and stuff?
Oh, something about the killer. Like who is it? No, it's that guy. I think that's what I was confused
Yeah,
about.
I don't really like the killer. Like I mean, it's cool. Like it's cool that it's his mom, like the dude's mom. But it's just like I don't know. That's a bit of a stretch. Like she wasn't in the movie at all, and then you kind of pull her. Because I think the fun of the first movie is just like, well, it's obviously somebody who she knows that we've been watching. So who is it?
Mm-hmm.
It's just like it's two
his last
people.
name is Loomis. That's also cool, Billy Loomis.
And then it was like the fucking reporter. That was the bomb, right?
Yeah, I don't.
Oh yeah.
Because like, yeah, I look up to you and shit. I'm like, okay. Like, what does that really? Like, it was. I personally, like, if I had to pick like a horror movie trilogy, like it has to be Halloween. It can't be Scream.
Yep.
Like, Scream is like, okay, the first one's good, but like the second one, okay, and then it gets repetitive because it's like the exact same fucking thing.
I still gotta watch 3 again. I remember liking 3 a lot more than I liked 2. Which apparently is an unpopular opinion. So.
Oh. The Planet of the Apes, I've watched all of them except for the new one, so I still have to watch.
It's probably as good as Rise. Like it's not amazing like Dawn is, but I'd say it's worth watching just on like a rainy day.
Kane, do you know Commissioner Gordon's in that movie?
Oh yeah.
One of the.
Yeah, he's in the second one.
Of course he is.
It's going.
Yeah. Those are great movies.
I think, at least for me, I think that's it.
Before you end this, I just want to say next year's is gonna be like. So Justin, what did you think of Uncut Gems? Like that's gonna be.
Oh yes.
Like, I can't wait for that.
Oh
wait,
yes.
what?
Uncut
and
Gems.
The Room and like. So Justin, what do you think of
The Room? Holy.
What do you mean? What's Uncut Gems?
That's
you'll see.
That's one of my favorite
you'll
movies
see.
of all time, and we will be.
You'll
That's the movie that we're watching on my birthday.
If we're doing this again next year, Star Wars, like that's the first movie we're watching because it's in January, so we'll remember that.
Oh yeah, and I guess
Justin will remember that.
I didn't throw it on here, but Shrek is, because we watched Shrek on New Year's, and I didn't really get a chance to rate it. So, and we'll have Shrek 2 on next year. So, Shrek would be a personal favorite because, of course, it's fucking Shrek.
Oh god, Superman will be next year. Like, oh my god.
Oh shit, yeah.
Peak?
Oh, this list could double in size, possibly.
Yeah.
Yeah. I feel like. Yeah, I feel like 2025 is going to be a good year.
Let's hope.
I hope. That's what I'm hoping for.
I'm gonna let you guys go, and I'm gonna end the stream and stuff. So thank you for watching all these fucking movies with me this year. It's been a very movie-filled year, but
it's been fun.
We'll get more of that. No matter what kind of year it is, we'll have more of this next year. Thanks
true.
for joining me and stuff. All right, bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
All right, and with that is the final stream of the year. Like I said, not probably not to drama dump, but probably the worst year of my life. But that's just the way it is sometimes. And all my friends coming over and watching these movies with me, or just watching them alone. I mean, this is why movies are important. There's something to get lost in. You know, I don't even have to say why movies are important. Go watch a movie at AMC, and that one lady will tell you. But yeah, other than that, you know, not that it's too big or anything, but like for me, this is the biggest year I've ever had on my channel. It's not like you know, not like there's many people watching this, but for whoever does get to the end of this, thank you so much. Thank you for this year. Thank you for watching all the Dragon Ball shit. You know, I just said it's the worst year of my life, but also it's had some of the best moments. Yeah. Here's to 2025. Who knows when I'll stream again? That's just the thing about me. I'm gonna stream when I want to, and only then. Hopefully I'll actually get the VR headset working next year. I say that like it hasn't been working. I've just been lazy. So maybe give me a month before I start streaming. I don't know. I like streaming. This is a fun stream. This is probably one of my favorite streams I've done recently. So we will see. And I hope to see you. If anybody's still watching, I hope to see you next year. Let me know what your favorite movies are this year. And I don't know, just watch more movies, man. Movies are fucking awesome. Yeah. Thanks for watching. This is Tyra signing out for the last time this year.
Bye-bye.